All right. This Tim Busfield stuff is getting crazy. So we're going to talk about some Tim Busfield stuff that's come out the last few days. I've got Scott Adams. Rest in peace, Scott Adams. He passed away 4 days ago. And I've got some clips and some Dilbert stuff that we can watch. And then I've got some other random stuff that Druski has a skit he did about churches. And then we have somebody that's reacting to it, and then we'll give our opinion about it as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. All right.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I fall, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
And we are back. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Derek? Good to be back.
Chillin'. It's good to be back.
Chillin'. I've been having a fun weekend. Was back in the studio yesterday with some new tunes to work on, and
that's good.
Football today. And since I'm one of those stuck-up white-collar people, I get a 3-day weekend. Thank you, MLK.
I have to work.
Sorry.
Because everybody's going to be at home, I have to work.
Well,
But I guarantee you, and this is not a shot, I guarantee you that there's going to be some black folk that call out because it's Martin Luther King Day. Guaranteed.
yeah, they get.
So now I have to do more work because of Martin Luther King Day.
When the Biden administration invented that stupid Juneteenth holiday,
Yeah.
but my company had to add like a personal day every year. We don't get Juneteenth off, but they gave us an extra day, so people who wanted to pretend they cared about that holiday could take the day off. So I take it off. Why not? It's a free day off.
Yeah.
I get paid for it.
Is it on a Monday?
I think it's the 14th of June, 16th. I forget what the date is.
Yeah.
But whenever I see it on the calendar, and I know because my son works at the government and he's off. And I'm like, what are you off for? He goes, it's Juneteenth. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's Juneteenth. I can take that day off. And, well, I got to celebrate my black brothers. What do you think?
Isn't that the day that Black Wall Street was shut down and all the black people got up and said, no, we're not going to do that. I don't know. Look, even though it was the white people that helped them with it, but that's beside the point. For me, it's a day off. It's a paid day off. They can make Adolf Hitler Appreciation Day, and I take it off and get paid for it. I don't care. That's a little much, but okay, I get your point.
Well, the point being, it's about taking a day off and getting paid. I don't care who it's for.
That's pretty funny. All right, so I've got a musician of the week. It's sort of going to be a medley, and the person that's singing is iconic. The camera work, the person needs to calm down or stop drinking. so we can roast the camera work, but so let me get everything situated and get started for musician of the week.
Or if the camera work is
all right, let's go and do this and put my buddy Julio right there. And I will go, wee. All right. Come on, camera person, like, what are you doing?
The camera guy needs to start drinking.
We need to start. We need to simmer down.
Whose song is this? This is not a Diana Ross song, is it?
This is Diana Ross.
Oh, I know it's Diana Ross. It's a opera, right?
Now, as far as I know, that there's songs that Diana Ross wrote, but she didn't actually sing. This may be one of them.
Maybe you're right. That's fair.
Would you go see Diana Ross live in concert?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, she's got some iconic songs that I like, but she's about 10th on the Motown scale that I actually listen to.
Her voice sounds good, and she's a great singer. I'm just not really
I mean, Stevie Wonder's up there, Smokey, The Temptations, the Jackson 5. I mean, there's a bunch of people that are above her.
Yeah, I think Diana Ross does a lot of ballads and stuff that I'm not really into, and I'm not a huge R&B guy, so I don't know. But I'm sure the show would be good. She like this song I like.
And it sounds like her voice hasn't gone; it's still there. Yeah,
she sounds great. Yeah. And this is from what, last year, I guess?
No, a couple months ago, I think. Maybe a couple of days after New Year's.
See, I got to give it, assuming she's actually singing, which is always an assumption with these musicians.
On New Year's Eve 2026, full holiday spectacular.
Right, well, The vocals sound great. She looks good. She's 81 years old.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
She doesn't sound like she's lip syncing. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Who knows? You never know anymore.
Doesn't look like it, but we can point it out if she is. I do like the background where it's the diamonds and like the gold like flakes coming down. I mean, that is kind of cool. That's cool.
Well, it checks out for Diana Ross, who's supposed to be a absolute diva to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. This must be him. Oh, this guy right here.
Just getting into it. He's just ripping off Phil Collins. I know.
Because I can't tell if you're kidding.
She's got a lot of people in her band.
She does.
A lot of people who need to get paid.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, the camera work is just driving me insane. So we'll cut it off short. But I saw this and I'm like, oh man, I because I grew up in Metro Detroit. My parents went to Cody High School in the '60s, so like they were right in the middle of it when Motown was in their heyday. So it's like, yeah, Motown's flowing through the old, bones and the DNA.
That makes sense. And plus, didn't our old friend, our Afroed friend Phil Spector, do a lot of production for those old Motown hits?
Yes, he did.
Matter of fact, I think he may have produced that very song "You Can't Hurry Love." That sounds like it.
I'm pretty sure he did as well. And she probably has said nothing about who actually wrote it or anything like that.
Yeah, I was when I said, would I go see Diana Ross? Probably not, but I'll bet you it's a concert where every song.
Probably.
Kind of like a Paul McCartney show. We're like, well, okay, I know this one. He's like, there's no hidden deep cuts. They're all hits.
She's probably not. She probably doesn't have new material. It's probably all just the hits.
Yeah, it's amazing. The song.
And that's what I'd want to see if I went to see Diana Ross. I want to hear the hits for sure.
Yeah, like that song, "You Can't Hurry Love." That's a 61-year-old song. It's insane.
Yeah,
it's got staying power. It's good.
Yeah, it's great.
A lot of stuff that comes out now. I can't imagine people listening to it in 60 years.
No, it's garbage. Like it's just digital garbage as far as I'm concerned. Like garbage in, and then a year later, garbage out.
Yep. 60 years, Derek.
That's insane. Yeah.
2086, that will be. That's amazing.
That's crazy.
I'll still be here.
So yeah, that's our musician of the week. The great, the diva, Diana Ross. Okay, so our Dum Dum of the week, we're going to have some fun.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like he's not the dumbest person, but it's just, okay, when I play it, I want to get your opinion. So
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Yes.
Yeah, you'll be the judge of that. Okay, so this gentleman is a karate expert.
Okay. Little legs.
So is he trying to kick the person like in the knee? Because he's not getting his legs any higher than that.
That's what I'm saying. His knee, his feet are only going up about halfway to his knee.
Yeah.
And he has such a big gut that he couldn't get close enough to. I don't think his legs would extend past his gut. So he'd belly buck you before he'd kick you.
And all you'd have to do is avoid his kick and kick the other leg, and he's done.
Yeah, I don't. And he has a black, well.
And he's a black belt of food, apparently. I don't know.
Nowadays, you just have to do the forms to get the belt. Like, you don't have to kick somebody's ass. I think back in the old
I don't
times,
think so.
you had to whoop somebody to go up a level.
Yeah.
So bring that back.
Yeah, I think we need to bring that back. Just put a ring in like New York City and just let people beat hell out of each other.
Yeah, you want a black belt? Go take his by force.
Exactly. Is he like trying to go to the bathroom right there, or what's going on?
Maybe it's a new form. I think it's poo-poo judo. I don't know.
And the gi looks like it's a dress, more like.
It's like a moo-moo. Yeah,
it's like a moo-moo.
I'm gonna give him props though for the cardio on a big guy like that. If I jumped around like that for about half a minute, I'd probably pass out dead. So he's running.
I just thought it was funny when I'd seen it. And I'm like, what is going on right now? Like he can't kick any higher than somebody's knee.
Well, I mean, if he punched you, it probably would hurt because he's got a lot of
girth.
Well, he's a big guy. I mean, if you have a lot of mass, your punches are going to hurt no matter what. But that was that was
something, huh? So yeah, he's our Dum Dum of the week, karate expert.
God bless him.
Dum 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 de doody dum 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 de doody dum 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 de doody dum. Wow 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 wow. All right. So the Timothy Busfield stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when we had our live stream last time, he just got indicted, or they were looking for him to show up in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to New Mexico and turns himself in. He had his court date. I think it was on Friday. It was either Thursday or Friday. So we're kind of catching up. As one or two of these are going to about his court date. One of them is going to have his TMZ saying, "I didn't do it, and it's all allegations." So we're gonna kind of play catch up a little bit because there's some stuff that we had missed. So we're gonna just bunch it all in together.
All right.
Okay. So this first one we're gonna play here.
And for Timothy Busfield, probably best known for his role in 30 Something, which was a big TV show back in the day.
Oh, and West Wing.
West Wing.
He was in baseball movie where he hears voices in the cornfield.
Field of Dreams.
He was in Field of Dreams.
Oh, okay.
So Timothy Busfield has been in Hollywood and been in movies for a very long time.
And he's
actually a pretty decent actor, but I do hear that he is a scumbag behind the scenes.
Well, it seems that's being confirmed, allegedly. And is this the one that was married to Melissa Gilbert, or was that another?
Correct. Yes. Yep. So we're going to watch this first video.
Developing right now at 3, prosecutors have leveled another accusation of child sex abuse against actor Timothy Busfield. This latest allegation comes as Busfield made his first court appearance today in Albuquerque for charges of sexual abuse against 2 children in New Mexico. NBC4's Ted Chen has been monitoring that hearing. He joins us live in the newsroom with the latest. Ted.
Annabelle, Timothy Busfield's scheduled court appearance today comes after he turned himself in to authorities in Albuquerque. He has adamantly denied allegations of sexual misconduct.
I'm going to confront these lies. They're horrible.
Before turning himself in to New Mexico authorities and appearing in court, Timothy Busfield told TMZ he was innocent of charges he had inappropriately touched 2 child actors on the television series The Cleaning Lady, in which he was both an actor and director.
They're all lies, and I did not do anything to those little boys, and I'm going to fight it.
According to court documents obtained by NBC News, the child actors told their therapist when they were 11 years old about inappropriate contact from Busfield on set, who they referred to as Uncle Tim, and that it began when they were...
Okay, so here's the... I'm going to play devil's advocate, okay?
Okay.
And I'm actually going to defend him.
Okay.
Which is a rarity because I usually go for the throat. So I'm changing roles up here a little bit.
That's fair. Hot take.
I mean, just the stuff that people say online, multiple things. They said it to their therapist when they're 11 years old. Why are you waiting so goddamn long to say that this dude touched me or did whatever? And then the parents, why did the parents wait so damn long to say, look, you either do something about it or I'm punching him square in the face. Like, I don't understand why we're waiting.
I don't think that's a hot take. I agree with you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take it a little bit further from what my crack research team gave me this week. What Busfield's lawyers the picture they're trying to paint is that the mother of these twins, she's like a schemer. Like they need money. So she's trying to think of who she can go get money from. And that they have her on tape saying, I'm going to get revenge on that guy for firing her sons from the show.
It's not AI. It's an actual tape of her saying it?
Well, that was what was reported on MSN, the MSN network. So I'm assuming it's not AI.
Okay.
She's being accused of saying that anyway. So this is, look, I mean, if it's true, it's disgusting. And
yes.
He should be basically thrown in a river somewhere, but preferably on like Mars or something. But I'm not 100% believing it. Not yet.
Not yet.
Because it seems like it's reasonable to assume that some cockamamie broad with kids who needs money says, where can I get some money?
Yeah.
My kids aren't successful actors anymore, and they should have been. Who can I blame and get money from?
It does seem like that. And again, I'm not defending it. I'm not saying anything that he didn't do it, because he does have other people coming out saying that he was a creep before. So it's not the first allegation. Not by a long shot, but it's like we also know that people like to pile on. If you have an allegation, then here comes 14 other allegations.
Yeah,
like out of left field.
That happened to Kevin Spacey.
So it's going to be interesting. I mean, if they go through the trial and they're going to stream it, we're going to watch it for sure.
Oh yeah,
we're going to watch clips. Or we're going to do something with it if they actually video it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The other red flag I'm seeing is an 11-year-old comment to his therapist. Look, I know some young children have issues. They need somebody to talk to, I guess. But 11-year-old at a therapist? I don't know.
There's other things going on, right?
I'm old school like that. I'm like, I don't know. That's your parents or your therapist when you're 11. You don't,
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just a comment.
I mean, I went to a therapist, but I was
your situation.
In my 20s.
Oh, sure,
And
yeah.
I literally almost died, and then my mom died. So yeah, I had little stuff that happened in my life.
There's nothing wrong with therapy. I've been through it. I had to be on meds. I had to go see somebody to prescribe me the anxiety attack medication that I was on.
Yeah.
But when I was 11, looking back, I couldn't imagine having to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in some cases it's fine, but it's just.
Well, you wouldn't take it seriously because you were a kid, right? You would just be like, oh.
I was running around playing baseball and soccer when I was 11 years old.
And then I'm going to shame the parent. Why are you calling a guy Uncle Tim? That's on the parents.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not too bad. Like I have close friends, like the guys in my band who have known my kids since they were knee high.
But that's not the case with
They
this. It
call
was
him
just
Uncle
a
John
job,
or-
and they're calling him Uncle Tim.
I know that's true. That's
That's
true.
a little creepy. And if I'm the parent, I'm
you're
shutting that shit down.
Yeah,
Like, no, we're on a professional set here. He ain't your fucking uncle. He ain't shit.
that's a good point. Yeah, the friends I'm talking about saw my kids from knee high.
Little kids, yeah.
This, like every month when we hung out, it wasn't like
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that's way different. Yeah, that's way different.
Uncle
Anyway.
Tim.
Were 7 years old, according to the affidavit. One of the boys alleged Busfield touched both his genitalia and bottom. The affidavit alleges the behavior went on for almost 2 years. Legal analyst Royal Oakes on the challenges prosecutors face.
First, you look at delay. Was there an extreme delay in reporting? Secondly, have the stories that kids have been telling been consistent from month to month, year to year? And finally, is there a motivation? Was there a feud? Are they looking for a payday? All of these things have to be sorted out.
Busfield's lawyer says his client did nothing wrong. Busfield's wife, actress Melissa Gilbert, told NBC News she stands with and supports her husband.
And I'm going to be exonerated. I know I am, because this is all so wrong.
In court documents filed today, prosecutors also allege that Busfield inappropriately touched and kissed a 16-year-old girl several years ago at an audition in Sacramento. Busfield's lawyer has not yet responded to our request for comment on that allegation. Live in the newsroom, I'm Ted Chen, NBC.
Again, where was the allegation back then, if that's true?
Yeah, I mean, really,
Because she's 16 years old. She should be able to immediately recognize that I don't want this dude touching me at all.
Right, and he should recognize that you don't touch. Like when I had people reporting to me, like in an office, most of them were women. I didn't meet with them unless there was somebody else in my office with me.
Yeah,
like, or if they, let's say they resigned, and we had a good working relationship. Like, oh, okay, Mike, give me a goodbye hug. I'm like, no, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching you. Nothing. No.
Yeah.
Got to be careful with that shit.
And if you're in a position of if you're in some sort of management position, you want to keep it professional.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody's kid is around you without their parent, that potentially could be a problem. It's like, no, Timmy, go grab your mom and we'll talk. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing sounds cockamamie. Like,
it seems like it, yeah.
Wouldn't the woman have been around her twins at the time and maybe noticed or heard this and done something then? Timothy Busfield was married to somebody at that point, not Melissa Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
The wife would have. You think a wife would know?
And we talked about this before.
Yeah.
A set medic would see.
Right.
A teacher, because the kids are under the age of 18 and they're still in school, so there's a set teacher. There's the AD who talks to the cast more than anybody. The director's directing. It's the AD that talks to the cast 99% of the time. Very rarely do you have the director and the kids outside of the scene in the same area. Rarely.
Would that have been the same back when the show was what, like in the aughts, late 90s or whatever?
Well,
has it been like that for a while, I guess?
Yeah, it's been like that for forever.
Okay.
Like the director doesn't have any, they don't have any need to talk to somebody outside of the scenes, because it's like you're looking at your script, you're looking at your notes, you're trying to figure out what angle or what direction that you want your cameras to be. Like there's so much to it. So it's like it's fishy in my book. But I'm not saying that it couldn't turn around and all of a sudden he's guilty as hell. We don't know, but so far it's fishy still. You know what I mean?
So would it be an accurate statement to say that both you and I agree that the jury's out on this one? Reserve judgment for the time being.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean the flaming stakes may come out, but at right now I still don't see any. I don't see any proof. I don't see anything other than little kids saying that they were touched.
Well,
and the parents not fucking parenting.
Yep, that's true. You know what? I slept with a 19-year-old girl when I was 17. I wonder if I can find her, sue her. I'm just thinking of ways to make easy money.
When we shot The Warrior, we were at the cabin for majority. We were at a hospital set, we were at the cabin, and then we were at a bunch of random places. But the hospital set and the cabin were probably the two major the two major locations that we did.
Sure.
And I had one of the rooms that we took over for the actors could put their stuff. They could use it as a dressing room. They could do anything that they want in this room. I physically probably walked in that room maybe once or twice the entire time that we were there because I was busy doing other fucking things. And the only time that we went in there is because we had to basically kick everybody out because we had to start dressing it for the parents' bed scene.
Well, that and kind of tying into what you just said, like Timothy Busfield was just an actor in the show, right?
No, he's a producer too.
Oh,
he was a creator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
But again, you would still not be talking to the actors really.
Well, who would? Okay, so let's say the twins were bungling a scene. Who would talk to them about that? And would you do it?
AD.
Assistant director? And you would do it in front of everybody, or would you pull them aside?
They would take them aside if they're shitty. They'd take them aside or have them run lines with somebody to try to get better, or like the director doesn't have anything to do with that because it's like when you're in set and you're in front of the director, it's go time. We got a fucking day to make, boys. We got a fucking day to make.
I got you. All right.
So it's like all this stuff about, well, he did this and he did that. And it's like, I guarantee you, as a production person and as a person who's directed a film, you don't have time to fucking deal with little bullshit issues. That's what your fucking AD's for. So you're going to tell me that all these allegations happen. Where was the AD for his fucking project? Why is this AD not coming out saying that it's bullshit? Because the AD is the one that talks to the actors 99% of the time.
Well, but if Timothy Busfield is the creator and the producer and he says he wants to pull these two kids into an office, who's going to tell him no? I mean, it's his show.
Well, the AD is going to be there, though.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Or should be there, yeah.
Yeah. The AD is going to be there because the AD has to know what's going on and has to know who has to go through wardrobe, who has to go through makeup, has to go through transpo or setting the schedule. I mean, there's a lot of movie parts to it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, based on what I've heard so far, and I know you've got more clips, so I'll make you. But I mean, as of right now, this second, like I'm not even 100% sure it happened.
Yeah, unless I get concrete proof, it's almost like a he said, she said, and the he said is suspect.
And believe me, I'm quick to judge when we're talking about
celebrities. Oh yeah.
But this one, I'm like, not so sure about this one.
Yeah, we've got big bullshit detectors. We know when it's like, no, this it's like copacetic.
It reminds me of the Kevin Spacey situation where everybody was. I'm like, I don't know, man. So he was hitting on some young gay guys. That's what gay people do. It's like, I mean, I don't know, and I think he got fucked. To be honest with you,
I think he did too.
But my gut tells me.
Yeah. Because there's no proof. He went to court and they basically threw it out because there was no proof. It's like some people just get shit on because they're making too much money, or they have too much influence, or whatever it is. I think
they become a target. It's like when if you're famous and you hire a plumber to come work at your house and they know you're famous, they'll try to take advantage of you and upcharge you and shit like that.
And it's not justifying that the person may be a shithead. They may be, but 9 times out of 10, I think the other person always has some sort of plan.
Ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive. Yeah. Okay, so this one's just pretty much done. We're going to watch the next one.
KCRA 3 News investigates poured over the required tax documents nonprofits file every year. The organizations must list their current board members. We found Timothy Busfield has been named on those tax documents in 8 of the years since 2001. That year is important to note because in a statement this week, the theater told us Mr. Busfield has not had any role in the organization since 2001. He is not involved in our current operations, staff, leadership, or programming. Although he is listed as an emeritus board member, he has not participated in theater governance or attended a board meeting since that time. Tax filings from 2001 show Busfield was...
But see, that right there could be the theater found out that he did something, or there was allegations, even if he didn't do something, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna have to squash this before it becomes a thing.
I think that's 80% could be it, or they could be lying about his role in the theater by saying he had nothing to do with it.
Yep, But
or they could have just used him on their board because of his name. Like maybe they said, you don't ever actually have to do anything or show up. We just want to put your name on our board.
Yeah, you're producer and name only. Okay, so right here is where coming up is where the sticky situation is he's still getting money from them. So you're getting paid, but you're not part of the theater. So yeah, we'll continue watching it.
Listed as an artistic director. In 2002, listed as producer and actor. And in 2003, a founder. Then in tax records from 2020.
So basically he probably gave money and they gave him a founder title.
Yeah.
Busfield is listed as a founder for B Street Theater. The document shows he averaged 2 hours a week on the organization. Same title was listed in 2021, spending an average of 3 hours a week on the organization. In 2022, Busfield was listed as a founder and director emeritus, averaging 2 hours a week. And in 2023, named as founder and director emeritus, but recording no hours. We reached out to the B Street Theater again to ask for clarification as to why Busfield is listed on those tax documents as having a role when they say he hasn't played a role in the organization since 2001. They're standing by their original statement.
I mean, but if he makes money on anything, even if it's $100, they still have to report it.
Oh, sure.
So it's
you get
like, even though they say that he's not really involved in the thing, if he's making $100 off of something, maybe a likeness appearance or something, they still have to report it. So I don't quite understand that part. You know what I mean?
What I don't understand is what does this have to do with the price of tea in China, so to speak? Like, what does this, like he's being accused of child abuse.
On that movie, yes. But he had previous times where people accused him, and one of them was at the theater. So that's why they're bringing it up. They're bringing back the past up.
All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And eventually said no comment. We also checked with the Sacramento County District Attorney's Office about potential charges, and they have not received a report on the 1999 claim. In Sacramento, Michelle Bandur, KCRA 3 News.
Busfield's expected back in New Mexico court Tuesday, where the judge will take up if he should be released on bail.
Oh, so he's in jail at the moment? Or
yeah.
Oh.
Yep. At the moment, he is in jail. Okay, so here's the next one.
Busfield. He's been arrested for
Okay, so do you know who the behavior panel is?
I don't.
Okay, so the behavior panel is 4 guys that are they read body language. So they've been on the doctors, they've been on Dr. Phil. They've been like across the world. One of them used to work for the FBI, where it's all body behavior. So they analyze people in their facial expressions, their body, all that stuff.
Okay.
Scott Rouse is one of the people on the behavior panel, and he's analyzing some of the videos that came out about Tim Busfield.
Okay. Interesting.
Inappropriate conduct with 2 minors. And we're going to break down 3 videos so you'll know exactly what's going on with his body language and behavior. In the first video, we'll get a good baseline on him because he's just being asked questions about other actors and actresses. The second one is this public statement video where he says he's innocent. And the third one is his initial detention video where the judge tells him what's going to happen next. Let's take a look. This is a great video to get a good baseline on this guy because he's not in trouble for anything. He's not going to be under a lot of stress. He's going to be relaxed.
So for people that they're not into the behavior, the baseline is the little quirks that he has that he does no matter what. Just casually sitting there, he might squint his eyes, or he gets upset and there's little lines up on that thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just his base level, how he acts normal. If you ask him like how his day is.
Okay.
This person's going to be asking him questions about people he knows, and they're really short questions with really short answers. And what we want to pay attention to are his facial expressions, how he uses his illustrators, what are his hands doing when he's not illustrating? Is he showing us any adapters? Are there any little tics or movements in his hands and face that let us know if these are things that he does all the time that we might see in a little while when we're looking through these other videos? Also, pay close attention to how fast he talks, his tone of voice, the kinds of words he uses, and as he's speaking using his illustrators, what are his hands doing?
Tim Busfield, you've worked with a lot of people. I'm just going to throw some names out. You just react.
Okay.
Ken Olin.
Funny.
Aaron Sorkin.
Brilliant.
Patricia Wettig.
Sweet.
Allison Janney.
Brilliant. Funny. Sweet.
Trapper John MD. Who's the star of that?
Pernell Roberts. Entitled.
Anthony Edwards.
Integrity.
Michael J. Fox.
Bravery.
Bradley Whitford.
Funny.
Melissa Gilbert.
Beloved.
Everything looks pretty relaxed. There's not a whole lot going on here. His blink rate's really low. The only thing we're seeing is a lot of fidgeting with his hands. Now, apparently that's normal for him because he keeps doing it over and over. He's goofing around with his sleeve a little bit. Those are all normal for questions like this where you're not put on the spot, but all the attention's on you. You know.
Yeah, he doesn't like us. Anytime he's uncomfortable, he's probably doing that.
Yeah, my two takeaways so far is he's fidgety and he likes to have a drink now and then because his face is a little rosy.
He's got the rosy cheeks.
A little bit. A little bit.
Like, he could like the bourbon. Who knows?
Not hating on it, just pointing it out.
I don't know what the questions are going to be, and you're talking about people you know and some people you want to impress and make sure they like you. His facial expressions do change a little bit here, but that's just when he's going through an emotion as he talks about those different people. So other than his hands, he's fairly still except when he's swaying back and forth in the chair. Now let's take a look at his public statement video.
Hi, everybody. It's Tim. I'm sure most of you know that are watching this that I was ordered to come to Albuquerque. I'm here now. I got the call Friday night. I had to get a lawyer. Saturday, I got in a car and drove 2,000 miles to Albuquerque.
Ooh.
Okay, so if you didn't do anything, are you still calling a lawyer ASAP?
Well, I would.
No matter what, you call a lawyer.
If it's anything that's going to involve court, then yes, I would. Okay. If I could afford it, even if I was
somebody
innocent.
was trying to slam him, say, "Well, why would you have to call a lawyer if he didn't do anything?" And it's just like, I don't know.
See, what's the quote? Anybody who represents themselves in court has an idiot for a client. It's like when you're in court, it's like a different language, and you have to have somebody on your side that can speak that language.
Yeah, I want the professional to profession.
Yes, correct. Unfortunately, it's like that. I mean, it'd be nice if we lived in a world where you could defend yourself, but we don't.
Yeah.
So no, I agree with.
If I need a plumber, I'm calling a plumber. If I need an electrician, I'm calling an electrician.
Perfect. Yep, exactly.
I spent $700 in my car the other day. I had to call a freaking repairman. So yeah, I'd call a professional.
These lies, they're horrible. They're all lies, and I did not do anything to those little boys. And I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it with a great team. And I'm going to be exonerated. I know I am, because this is all so wrong and all lies. So hang in there. And hopefully I'm out real soon. And back to work. And I love everybody for supporting me. Thank you.
I love everybody over.
Hi, everybody. It's Tim.
This looks fairly normal, but it's not like his other video at all. He does a big illustration with his hands when he says, "Hey, everybody, it's Tim." When he says his name, his hands come up and then go to the side. And they don't land where they should. That's an illustrator that's off point.
Yeah.
That lets us know there's a lot of internal dialogue going on up there. He's not being deceptive about anything here. He's just got a lot on his mind because this is an extremely stressful situation for him.
I'm sure most of you know that are watching this that I was ordered to come to Albuquerque. I'm here now.
In court, the prosecuting attorney is probably going to use this video and call this consciousness of guilt because he goes to Albuquerque like he's told to do. Sounds odd, but that's the way that works. A lot of illustrating going on here, and not one of them lands when they should. Now, we know it's important to land when they should because that lets us know your brain is locked up with your illustrator, and that's how you emphasize specific words and phrases. They land on the words you're trying to emphasize, and that doesn't happen here. Again, that lets us know there's a lot of internal dialogue going on there.
I got the call Friday night. I had to get a lawyer. Saturday, I got in a car and drove 2,000 miles to Albuquerque.
Basically, he's saying the same thing he just said, except he's adding details, telling how far he drove. 2,000 miles is a long way, and he knew he couldn't fly because he would have been arrested at the airport. So again, that's consciousness of guilt.
You think so?
No.
Will he have been arrested at the airport for having a warrant, right?
Maybe. Yeah. He probably just didn't want to go through the public shame of it. So he said, maybe. So he said, fuck it, I'll just drive myself and turn myself in, I guess. But I don't think the fact that he didn't want to get arrested at an airport says anything towards whether he is guilty or innocent.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
He just doesn't want the media circus.
But that's the same, like, Derek, you were saying, people were saying, well, if he's innocent, he doesn't need a lawyer. Like, that's not how the world works. Like, that's...
Yeah. Whoever says that is retarded.
Right. That's somebody who's never had legal dealings. Whether
That's
they
just somebody.
did something.
I have to have an opinion, even though your opinion sucks.
Oh, right.
What's up, Scorpio?
Hey, Scorpio.
His cadence in this video is a little bit faster than it is in the other video. He's also speaking more clearly. His diction is spot on. I'm sure his handler or his publicist, whoever it was, said, look, you've got like 1 minute to give a clear explanation of what's going on. His blink rate is up. Again, that's something else that lets us know he's stressed.
I mean, and I can only speak for myself on certain things. I talk with my hands too.
Oh,
and the more upset that I get or the more excited I get, the more I do this. So it's not out of the question for him to be more handsy because that's how he expresses himself. Because I do the same thing.
I agree with you 100%. I'm like, when I'm in work meetings, there are sometimes I feel like I have to sit on my hands because I grew up in an Italian family.
Yeah.
This is what they do. When you talk, it's like you're conducting a damn orchestra.
Yeah.
So I don't.
My last name is Irish, so
yeah. So I don't put any importance on that he talks with his hands.
Yeah, I don't either.
That.
We don't see any grief in the brow, but we do see concern. And his eyebrows are up, and we call that request for approval. With all those things together, in other words, he's trying to look innocent.
I'm going to confront these lies. They're horrible. They're all lies. And I did not do anything to those little boys.
When his head goes back and forth like that, like he's shaking his head no, those are what are called confirmation shakes. Same thing happens when someone is saying no, but they're shaking their head yes. When they're nodding yes, those are called confirmation nods. And all that is in other words, emphasizing the specific word or phrase he's illustrating with his head. One thing that does bother me here is his non-contraction of did not. He doesn't say, I didn't do anything. He says, I did not do anything. Now, the reason that bothers me is because usually when someone did do something and they're being deceptive, then they say, I did not do it, or no, I have not. They don't say, I didn't do it. No, I haven't. Those are the ways.
Famously, Bill Clinton said that I did not have sexual relations with that.
That's true. Well, and he did.
Side note, have you seen Monica Lewinsky now?
Okay, I have actually.
She actually looks pretty good.
Bro, I always thought she was kind of cute.
Oh, really? Back in the day, she was hefty. Now she's older, and she actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, she had curves back. I mean, it was the wrong thing for the president to lie about it.
Exactly. That's an issue.
But, just saying.
You normally say it.
I mean, if he had a sexual relationship with her now, then it's like, I can see it. She's cute.
Yeah, I would rate her an absolutely would out of 10.
When you say, I did not, it's a little red flag for me. One thing that lets us know he's had a little bit of help writing this thing is when he says, I'm going to confront these lies. Nobody talks like that. Nobody says, I'm going to confront this. Usually when someone's in a position like this, they'll say, these kids are lying. I didn't do it. And we're going to go down here and find.
That could have been scripted, though. He could have had, his publicist might have had a thing written down saying, okay, we want you to say this. You can say it the way that you want to say it, but this is sort of how we want you to do it.
Yeah. And if he's retained a lawyer, I am surprised that he's speaking about this at all.
Yeah.
Because
I'd be like, that's what that person gets paid to do.
That's right. When I got a DUI when I was going through my first divorce, it was a rough time, and I just got popped for one, and it's embarrassing, and I hate that I did it, but it happened. And my lawyer in that situation, again, I got a lawyer. I'm not going to go in there by myself. And he goes, don't say a word unless I ask you to say something. And if I ask you a question, I'm not going to ask you something that I don't already know how you're going to answer. And I said, okay, it's on you. I didn't say a word. Nothing.
Yeah, because you're paying them to take the bullets for you, per se.
And let me tell you something.
In theory, not YouTube, not the actual bullets.
Yeah, but it was worth it. So it's surprising to me that he's speaking out about this situation when he has retained a lawyer. Yeah. But maybe the lawyer wrote this for him. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I would shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Where I am.
Well, and he went right to TMZ too, knowing that there's a large audience.
Well, that would, if you're trying to influence the general public, TMZ is not a bad platform to use to do so.
Yeah, if you're a Hollywood person, yeah, for sure.
Now what's going on, or something like that.
And I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it with a great team.
For me, this is kind of odd because his confirmation shakes should actually be confirmation nods to me. It may not be his personality type to do that, but when you're saying something, you're going to go down there and fight something. You don't shake your head back and forth. You say, I'm going to go fight something. Your head comes forward when you say that. So that's a little bit odd for me.
And I'm going to be exonerated. I know I am, because this is all so wrong and all lies.
He's a little bit closer and he's got a little bit more eye lock on the camera at this point. And it takes him a little bit too long to get the part where he says he's going to be exonerated. Now I'm going to make a prediction here. I could be wrong. It's just my opinion. But every time I've ever seen a little single shoulder shrug and the chin going toward that shoulder, that person is being deceptive. I don't think he believes he's going to get away with this. I really don't. And again, it's important. I have to say, I'm not saying he's guilty, but boy, it sure looks odd to me. Something's not right here.
So hang in there. And hopefully I'm out real soon. And back to work. And
this gives me the impression he didn't have the end worked out very well, because he tells the viewer to hang in there. And when he says, hopefully I'm out real soon, his hands come up and they almost make the...
Yeah, it's like, attaboy. Good job.
Yeah. Oh, that. And, yeah. Or that. And he's like, I'm not the one that needs to hang in there, bub.
Yeah.
You need to hang in there.
Prayer thing, like when you put your hands together when you're praying. And that looks odd. And I think he's a little bit lost for words here. So that's why his wrap up kind of falls apart.
Yeah, his wrap up's kind of weird.
So hang in there. And hopefully.
Okay, so if you have allegations, then you kind of have to watch what you say. So at the end, he was probably like, okay, I got to say something not retarded or doesn't come off like I'm a creep, anything.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's awkward, because he didn't know what to say or how he should say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm going to give him a little credit for he's probably under a lot of stress.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't, like this guy that we're watching his video, he goes, well, this is what he's like when he's comfortable and not under stress.
Yeah.
And here's what he's like when he's under stress. I'm like, well, of course he's going to act differently if his brain's going a million miles a second, worried about something. But, in my opinion, like I said, I think he's saying too much. You just say,
But that's why they always go the base level, and then they say, okay, this is what his base is. This is how he is normally. So it's like if somebody does like a little head turn normally, then that's out. You're not going to even look at that. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had anybody that you've dealt with on a regular basis, or even not on a regular basis, point out one of your like tics, so to speak? Like whether you cross your arms when you talk or you talk with your hands. Does anybody?
No, but I could probably tell you my tics.
Okay, what are your tics?
Let's see here. What do I have little tics about? All right, to be continued. I'll have to think about something.
I got you.
Hopefully I'm out real soon. And back to work. And I love everybody for supporting me. Thank you.
When his hands go up like that.
One of my little tics is when I get excited or mad, my voice level goes up.
Okay, that's fair.
And people say, well, you're yelling at me. It's like, no, I'm not yelling at you. I'm about to yell at you, but it's because I'm excited or upset.
I've been told when I'm asked to think about something or think about the answer to a question that I look up while I'm thinking.
You look up? Oh, yeah, sometimes I'll do one of these things like...
Which my boss on occasion has mistaken for me rolling my eyes. I'm like, no,
really?
I'm not rolling my eyes. This just...
I'm looking up.
It's like I'm looking at my brain going, can I get something over here? I need something for my mouth to stay. Can you speed it up a little bit?
That's a version of mercy hands. That's when your hands go up or they come out a little bit and show you the palms of their hands, show you if there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to give you the feeling of innocence.
Like,
it may not be something he's doing on purpose, but he's doing it. So I think he's...
You need to calm down. Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
Yeah,
I do that. I do the kind of like, you need to simmer down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Asking you to believe he's innocent, which he is in this entire video. Hey, everybody. Just a quick intro. I want you to meet Jessica. Our sponsor's personal address goes up. Now, official appearance video. As he walks in, it doesn't seem like he's very confident. At the same time, it doesn't look like he has any kind of attitude at all. You know, like sometimes you'll see people come in and they've got an attitude like, I shouldn't be here and all that. None of that here. Usually if you want to look confident, you put your hands down by your sides. And when it's pulled up in front like that, it's not a good look.
Right. And Ms. Fairberg, had you had an opportunity to advise him before I called the case? I didn't know if you needed to call over to the podium first.
We've had an opportunity to confer. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Go ahead and get started. Right, we're on the record.
I mean, this right here, you really just have to have a poker face, because if you do anything, people are going to read into it like, oh, he was leaning toward me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, people like this guy and this woman, whoever's, they're going to read it. If he's cleared of these charges and it's determined by a court that he's innocent and this didn't happen, he needs, like, where does he get reparations for all this time and money he's spent?
Shit.
Because the woman who's coming after him, I'm going to assume, doesn't have anything. Maybe. So who's paying for his like, if he's innocent, which I don't know, but let's, for argument's sake, assume he is, he's got to put a lot of money out to defend himself against false charges, which is shit.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little behavior panel stuff myself. When he, okay, let me, right here.
None of that here. Usually if you want to look confident, you put your hand.
Right there. He's leaning in because his hearing isn't that great. So he's leaning in.
That makes sense.
If you're doing that to a little kid and it's like, well, he's lunging at my child. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff that people will read into stuff.
Yeah, if it's an echoey room, like maybe he's in and he couldn't quite pick it up, he might look at you so he can see your lips and hear what you're saying to try to.
Or if somebody talks to him and he leans in and puts his arm on their shoulder, oh, he inappropriately touched me.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I mean, there's a lot of people that are scumbags in this world, and I'm not saying he could potentially be a scumbag. We don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot that people read into shit.
Yep.
That's one thing that irritates me about people is they automatically assume stuff, or they'll be like, well, Derek is assuming this, or Derek is plotting something, and it's like, I'm not plotting anything. I'm not thinking about anything other than, like, you're in my way.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. It's almost lunchtime.
Right, of course I'm angry. I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Hands down by your side.
Yeah, so right there, he I'm not saying he's doesn't have hearing, but he's got to lean in to listen to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's pulled up in front like that, it's not a good look.
Right. And Ms. Fairberg, had you had an opportunity to advise him before I called the case? I didn't know if you needed to call over to the podium first.
We've had an opportunity to confer. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Go ahead and get started. Right, we're on the record, FR 273-2026, State of New Mexico versus Timothy Busfield.
Apparently his lawyer says something to him. He turns around and gives her a pleasant look. Then when he turns back around, you can see him take that big deep breath and let it go. This is a lot of stress on him, as well it should be. But nothing out of the ordinary sticks out here.
James Plummer for the state.
Amber Fairberg on behalf of Mr. Busfield, Your Honor, who appears in MDC custody.
Good afternoon. Mr. Busfield is set for felony first appearance this afternoon.
When the representative for the state, James Plummer, says his name, quickly, very quickly, Timothy's eyebrows go up. So I don't know if this was a surprise for him or just trying to look innocent again.
Counsel, have you had an opportunity to advise your client?
Yes, I've had an opportunity to advise.
See him lean in again? Again, I think he's hard of hearing. So you're going to... I mean, is he guilty because he can't hear anything?
I think your analysis is better than this guy's analysis, because what you just said makes complete sense to me, and some of the stuff that this guy's saying is like hibbity-jibbity.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
My client of the charges against him, the possible penalties, and his rights. He does not raise a probable cause challenge at this time as a result of the arrest warrant, and I understand, Your Honor, that the state has filed a motion for pretrial detention.
This is the part where he finds out he's going to be staying in jail until the trial. That's what pretrial detention is. He doesn't react at all when he gets...
Yeah, like he's a flight risk or something. He
ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, he went to where they told him to go. You know what I mean? So like he didn't run.
Yeah, Scorpio. I agree.
Yeah, I agree too, Scorpio.
He's standing at like parade rest like you do in the military.
Probably been...
Yeah. people in weddings do this. People that are uncomfortable do this. My uncle does this on everything. If he's like if he's uncomfortable or whatever, he's always like this. So that's not like nothing.
And even if he is uncomfortable, of course he is. He's in court defending himself. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Prepped for it.
He does not raise a probable cause challenge at this time as a result of the arrest warrant. And I understand, Your Honor, that the state has filed a motion for pretrial detention.
Thank you, counsel. That's correct. It looks like a probable cause was found on January the 9th at the time the warrant for Mr. Busfield's arrest was issued. And Mr. Busfield, the state has filed an expedited motion for pretrial detention in this case, sir.
The stress is building up a little bit here on him. That's why he moves his hands to the back.
Yeah.
And he sways to the front and to the back a little bit because that's why he's getting rid of some of that built up stress and tension. This is adapting. That would be called an adapter when you do that.
And look at him puckering his mouth, kind of like, I can't believe I'm here. Like I seriously, like that's what I do is I kind of like, really? Are we really going to do this?
Well, yep.
That tells me again that like, if he was as sick and twisted, he'd be enjoying this, right? Like during the tension.
Right. Like when we did our deep dive on Charles Manson and watched his behavior in court, you're like, all right, this guy's a fucking maniac.
Oh yeah. Scorpio, same way. Yeah. The bailiff behind him is standing the exact same way.
People reading, I think this guy's reading a little too much into this, but that's his gimmick, so I get it.
Yeah.
His head leans back and his chin comes forward a little bit. This is nothing aggressive. I think he's just accepting that information he's getting because that's a pretty big deal. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be in jail until the trial, at this point anyway. So his stress is increasing.
That means you will continue to be held without bond pending your hearing before the district court, sir. That hearing will take place within the next 5 business days. Your deadline for preliminary hearing is going to be January the 29th, sir.
Not much has changed here. Again, he's hearing the same information one more time about how he's not going anywhere. And what we're seeing on him is pretty much information intake. That happens when we're really focused on the information that's about us.
To be January the 29th, sir. Was there anything further from counsel for defense for this state at this time?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're off the record.
This is interesting because he shakes his head no, and we see him purse his lips. And he shakes his head no because he knows the answer to that question.
That's upset or frustrated? I would think so. Like, really? Why do I have to stay here? Why?
If he truly did not do this and he knows he didn't do it, I mean, if I were in his shoes and I was innocent, I'd be fucking pissed.
Me too. I couldn't hold my emotions back if I knew that I was innocent for whatever it was. Again, like all this stuff, like compounding, I don't see any indication that he like is aware that he did something. You know, because some of these perverts will, like, they use it as a badge of honor, where it's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I did it. And it's like this guy's like, what? Why do I have to stay here? Like what? I don't know. That's just me. I don't. It doesn't reflect Julio's opinion on it. But
no, we're not judging whether he's guilty or innocent. But I hear what you're saying. If you're in this position and you're not guilty and you know you're innocent, it's amazing that he's holding himself up like this. I mean, I'd make some facial tics and some anger.
Yeah, I'd be a little vocal.
Yeah.
There's no information needed from his side. Now, he pursed his lips because when we purse our lips, we do that when we hear something we don't agree with or something we don't like. And he knows as soon as this is over, he's going back to a jail cell. So that's probably the part he doesn't like. And when the correctional officer motions for him and calls his name, he's ready to get out of there and heads for the door. He's going a little bit fast because he's probably a little bit upset. I'm sure at this point, all this is dawning on him how bad it is.
Let's get the fuck out of there.
So yeah, he's just like, this is some bullshit. I mean, he's thinking it. He didn't verbally say anything, but he's just like, this is some bullshit. I got to talk to my lawyer as soon as I get over here. You know what I mean?
Yep, he's angry. I'm hearing in my head during his walk the angry Fred Flintstone music going on. Dun, 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 when he's just storming out of the building.
All right, I got two more videos for this.
I'll be back in 60 seconds, but I am listening while I'm on my 60 seconds.
2026 State of New Mexico versus Timothy Busfield.
James Plummer for the state.
Amber Fairberg on behalf of Mr. Busfield, Your Honor, who appears.
This is the appearance without the behavior panel type stuff. I don't know if there's anything different, but we'll see. It's only a 2-minute video, so.
In MDC custody.
Good afternoon. Mr. Busfield is set for felony first appearance this afternoon. Counsel, have you had an opportunity to advise your client?
Yes, I've had an opportunity to advise my client of the charges against him, the possible penalties, and his rights. He does not raise a probable cause challenge at this time as a result of the arrest.
I think his body language interpreter thing is borderline junk science. I don't know. There's a YouTube channel called Behavior Panel. There's 4 of them that used to work for like the FBI. One of them used to work for a president. So their science is pretty legit, but I don't always agree with every single thing that they do. But it's one of those things that's under interpretation for sure, you know?
Warrant, and I understand, Your Honor, that the state has filed a motion for pretrial detention.
Thank you, counsel. That's correct. It looks like a probable cause was found on January the 9th at the time the warrant for Mr. Busfield's arrest was issued. And Mr. Busfield, the state has filed an expedited motion for pretrial detention in this case, sir. That means you will continue to be held without bond pending your hearing before the district court, sir. That hearing will take place within the next 5 business days. Your deadline for preliminary hearing is going to be January the 29th, sir.
This was basically somebody's feed from one of the news organizations that was allowed in there.
So he's stuck in the slammer until the 29th.
Basically, yeah.
God, that sucks, dude.
Was there anything
I'll be eating lobster on my birthday on the 28th, and he'll be still in the slammer.
further from counsel for defense for this state at this time?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, that was pretty much, that was a different side of what we just watched. Okay, so here's another one.
She was sexually abused by actor Timothy Busfield when she was just 16, is speaking out to Inside Edition. He tells Ann Mercogliano he trusted Busfield, letting his daughter work with him at the children's theater Busfield founded.
Today, I spoke to the father of an alleged victim of actor Timothy Busfield as he faces child sex abuse charges.
You've had harsh words for Timothy Busfield.
He's a serial pedophile predator.
Dad Colin Swift says Timothy Busfield attacked his daughter in 2001 when she was a 16-year-old intern at Sacramento's B Street Theater, founded by Timothy Busfield.
My daughter was accepted into the B Street Theater internship program, and that was a big deal in those days. You got to perform in front of, an Emmy award-winning actor, Tim Busfield.
He says about 4 months into her internship, Busfield asked his daughter to clean his office.
She climbed a little ladder, and Tim was below her looking up. She told me she was pulled down. He spun her around. It was reported that he kissed her. It wasn't a kiss. It was a violation.
He says Busfield aggressively touched his daughter all over. The dad tells me that his daughter pushed Busfield away and screamed, and that Busfield told her to be quiet or people would hear her.
When you confronted Timothy Busfield, what
I still, not saying that it didn't happen, but a hell of a long time ago, and then they know detail by detail of what happened, and they never called the cops. They never did a police report. Nothing.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden they're on Inside Edition telling your story.
Right. Let's wait. I'm sure the dad's like, well, let's wait about 10 or 15 years, and then we'll do something about it.
Yeah, no shit. Again,
and the dad said this is a quote, I heard him say this, he is a serial pedophile predator.
Yes.
That's slander, if that's not true.
Yeah, because he wasn't convicted of it. You can't say that unless they're convicted of it.
Yeah, well, you can say it, but it's stupid because you can get sued.
Trump literally won a lawsuit because CNN said that, or CNN, or one of those news. calling him everything under the book, and it's like he's not convicted of it. You're slandering him.
Yep.
So Timothy Busfield could go back on his father and sue the shit out of him.
I would agree.
Happened.
Tim began to cry. He started talking to me about how he was remorseful. Tim begged me not to go to the police.
He says Busfield promised to seek therapy. The dad, who's a therapist himself, says he agreed, a decision he now regrets.
You didn't go to the police.
No, I did not. This is why I feel so guilty.
He decided to break his silence after
And I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I'm not. But again, I'm either if a family member of mine gets assaulted, there's two things going to happen. Either number one, we're going to the police and filing a report.
Yep.
Number two, if a police report doesn't happen, I'm going and punching this guy straight in the fucking face and breaking his fucking nose. Those two things are going to happen. This guy's like, well, no, he seemed like he was remorseful, and he was going to go get some medication and some puppy dog love, and we took his word upon it. I mean, that right there is bullshit.
Yeah. But all that being said, though, and I don't know, you may disagree with this, but his story seems he got a lot of detail in there.
There's a lot of detail. I mean, again,
unbelievable.
Yeah. But like Scorpio said, 25 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, either police documents or being punched in the face. Those are two options.
Mm-hmm.
Busfield's arrest in Albuquerque for allegedly engaging in unlawful sexual conduct with twin brothers on the set of the TV show The Cleaning Lady.
My gut twisted. My heart was broken.
Busfield's attorney says the father's allegations about his daughter were never proved, and they're 25 years old. Busfield also denies the charges in his criminal case.
This man needs to go down. He is a bad apple.
Busfield is due in court for a hearing next Tuesday.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, if that's true what he said and he would have called the cops, then maybe these two kids wouldn't have had done to them what they're accusing Timothy Busfield of doing.
Yeah.
So that's why I guess he's saying he feels guilty, and he should, if it happened.
I mean, I feel like I'm letting my daughter down. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, well, look, yeah, I mean, yeah.
By not doing something, I'm letting her down. She got hurt. I can't do anything about it. But I'm going to wait 25 years and now all of a sudden go on Inside Edition. I mean, come on. I think it's bullshit.
I'd be mortified if I was the girl. Like, really,
Hell
Dad?
yeah.
You go, like, can we just, like, you fucked up. It's 25 years ago. I've moved past this. Can we not drudge it back up in public, please, Dad?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if I'm the girl this happened to, like, Dad, I don't feel right about this. Can we go to the cops? Can we do something? No. We're just gonna let him do whatever, and then he'll get some puppy dog kisses, and it'll all go away. I mean, I don't believe it at all. I'm sorry.
Nope.
All right, so we're gonna laugh a little bit on this one. Okay, so we watched Druski did a NASCAR video a couple months back where he dressed up like a white guy in the NASCAR. It's funny as hell. And I didn't take offense to it because he's dressed up like a white guy. It's comedy. It's funny.
Right.
So this is him doing a skit as a mega church preacher.
I'm going to have Wanda stand up here.
I mean, Scorpio is spot on. If he really was a licensed therapist, let me put it back up. If he really was a licensed therapist by law, he should have reported it in way back then. It was his legal obligation. There you go. Absolutely.
I could be wrong. I think he would be under legal obligation to report it if it were one of his patients saying things like that.
No, but his family member wouldn't fall under that umbrella.
I don't know. Yeah, Scorpio could be right. He's probably right. I was just trying to.
Yeah.
Think like, does a therapist have to report everything he hears? In a supermarket.
Isn't there certain therapists that are like not whistleblowers, but they're there's some sort of part of your degree where you are obligated to say something.
If it has something to do with committing a felony that involves violence or something that you're talking about like self-harm.
Okay.
Or rape or something like that, then yes, they have to report it. But if it's like, I don't know, I haven't filed my taxes for a year or something, then that's supposed to fall under patient-doctor confidentiality.
Okay.
But
Wanda,
it's like something
please.
major, murder and stuff.
Wanda told us earlier this month that she could not have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. Impregnate. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. Give him some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen. We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. Yes. Hallelujah. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that. Give it his life savings.
You see all the money they got.
Apostle Richie says, baby, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I'm gonna finish this word here, and I'm gonna do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna do the Christian version. I'm driving this Bentley Bentayga because I believe in Christ. Can you leap on your legs like a survivor? Can you leap on your legs till the money fall out your pockets?
Still praise the Lord.
I need you to pray for my wife. Hey, come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. Back the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you?
All right, thoughts?
Well, it's accurate. And it was funny. Where did Druski come from? Like, where is the guy? I'd never heard of him until that skit we watched a couple months ago.
A comedian. He's been doing a lot of different stuff, like Prize Picks commercials, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, all right. Well, everything I've seen him do is good.
I think he started on YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. So, of course, there's got to be people that are like, he's making fun of Christians. I can't believe he's making fun of Christians.
I was about to be outraged that people were upset about
He was
this.
not making fun of Christians. I'm a Christian and thought it was hilarious.
Yep.
Because I think the mega churches are a little out of hand.
Yeah, they're, grifting, I think, in a lot of cases.
So this next video right here, would kick me out. All right.
There are a lot of people who were really bothered by Druski's skit. But having done stand-up and being a comedian at heart in a lot of ways, I understood that Druski was not making fun of Jesus. He was making fun of church services. There is a huge difference. Now, if he were to dishonor the central figure of my faith, and in my opinion, the central figure in all of human history, that would be a different conversation. But for him to parody some of the things that many of us have seen in evangelical services, I think that's fair game. It's hilarious because when he wasn't drawing these parodies, I was in the audience thinking the same thing. If by chance people are offended, I think the best thing to do is be introspective and take a look and say, is any of this applicable to me or how I express myself in a service. Because at the end of the day, Jesus wasn't about smoke and lights and mirrors and histrionics. He was about compassion, helping the broken, the lost, the poor, the marginalized, poor people, those who were wounded and left for dead by society. And so we got a lot of things we could be offended about. And I think Druski needs to be last on the list. I think what he was saying, without saying it, is that all of this entertainment stuff, and you're trying to look like a concert, from your favorite R&B or pop artist, when in fact, the actual message of Jesus and the life that he lived was one of deep humility, deep compassion, deep empathy, one that it was connected to the people where they were. There were not elevated pastors and preachers.
Like I said, you could have church near a tree. It wasn't about being in a building.
Yeah. We were talking about that when we were chatting about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
People were bitching like, well, I can't go to church and worship. I'm like, just worship in your bedroom. He's everywhere, according to Christians, so he'll hear you.
Yeah.
With, 10-member security staff.
Because that just tells me that their only social circle is church.
Lots of times that's the case when you get older, I think, Derek. I know somebody who's relatively close to me who that is her social circle. Those are her friends. And unfortunately, I think that's why she went to church. Not because she believed, because she was lonely and wanted some friends.
Sure.
Maybe.
So the idea of a pastor as a ringleader or a circus leader, it stung because a lot of the services, if you muted his video and muted some of the pastors that are well known right now, if you looked, you wouldn't know who was doing what, because some of that entertainment aspect has seeped into what should be and what has always been intended to be sacred services. If a person works hard and they want to, bless their spouse or do something like that, I'm not opposed to that. But I think what he's speaking to is a more broad construct, something that needs to be considered, is that how far above the people do you live? If you are a pastor, then your primary call is to serve. Now, you're talking to someone who has had some measure of success and influence in this world. I'm also the person that bought a Lamborghini for his wife. That was before I was a pastor. It just didn't show up until after I was a senior leader. But I understood why people were offended, because it is in the hearts of people that shepherds should not live above the people. I understand it. I respect people's opinions, but I believe that if any individual has a salary, they pay their taxes, particularly if you're a Christian, pastors, they should tithe, give offering. They should be the biggest servants. And, I'm not opposed if you want to drive a nice car, but I am opposed if that car somehow is connected to your character. And if somehow that makes you think you're better than someone else.
I agree with him.
I don't disagree with most of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they're just out of hand by a lot.
Like Christians are persecuted in certain areas of the world, and people are worried about Druski. Like the Christians literally getting rounded up and killed in Nigeria and regions of Africa and Southern Asia,
China. Yeah.
So if you really are offended by the quote persecution of Christians, then just go to Nigeria and fight, like do something.
No, but they want to go on fucking social media and cry and whine.
It goes into my thing, like, there are churches out there that are all very leftist. Like, we should have open borders and we have to block ICE and things like that. I'm like, oh, well, just leave your door unlocked at night. You can let all the illegals live in your house then.
Which I don't understand how a Christian, number one, a Christian, and number two, a church can be leftist.
Well, you'd be surprised. I know, like, the Episcopalian Church is basically the communist arm, religious arm of the Democratic Party. I mean, they're gay pride parades. They have, gay sermons and shit like that. Which I don't have
as
a problem
Christian, it's your duty to try to move closer to Jesus, to try to emulate Jesus, to not go to hell. Your job is not to go to hell, to go to heaven. So it's like you do everything that you can to be closer to Jesus and not go to hell. And if you're in a church, a leftist church preaching about gays and all this and drag queen story hour, that is not Christ. That's not a Christian. That's a fake Christian.
Doesn't. Well, I would,
because you're moving further away from God. You're like in the next fucking stadium, like over.
You're another completely other continent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know more about that than I do, but that's my gut feeling. And so when I see that kind of stuff from a church, I'm like, that doesn't sound very Christian to me, at least not the Christianity I
It's
know
not.
about
There's some
from
fake
growing up.
Christians out there, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be. Were I you, I'd get annoyed too. You see them all over the place on X and Twitter. Everybody now is, I don't know, man. I don't know. Religion shouldn't be a fad. It should be your belief in your heart.
Exactly. It shouldn't be a fad. It should be something that you're striving to. Are we perfect? No. Do we say dumb stuff? Yes. Do we not act appropriately? Correct. But like I said, your two things are not go to hell and move closer to Jesus.
But you have to believe in your heart.
Yeah.
First of all, like you don't go to a church because you don't have any friends and you want to make friends. Like
that's the wrong approach.
You go to church to worship, God or Muhammad or whoever.
Yeah, whoever it is. Yeah.
Not to get a social circle. That seems disingenuous to me.
Okay, so you know Dilbert, right? Dilbert was in the newspapers forever.
Yes.
In the Sunday morning newspapers, in the Thursday newspapers, Dilbert was a staple for decades.
Yep.
And it was created by Scott Adams, who later became more of a right-wing commentator, but still made Dilbert stuff. And there's a YouTube channel that basically brings the Scott Adams Dilbert character to life in animation that are based off of the newspaper, cartoons.
It's his. I had his books. Sometimes if somebody had a comic strip, then they would, on occasion, release a book like an anthology of the strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Scott Adams.
Scott Adams did like self-help books, and he did other books other than just cartoons. Like he had I want to say 4 or 5 different books about self-help and all this stuff. It's like the dude was a smart guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is. I'm sorry.
Real quick before we start, why I am so not attached to Scott Adams, but he's part of my life because I was in IT when I was in my 20s back in the 90s, which is when when Dilbert was huge. And he tried to capture like white collar office life.
Yeah.
Much like the movie Office Space, very similar. And he nailed it.
Yeah.
With the HR bitchy lady in the comic strip and all that. I'm like, this is what I'm living every day of my existence. He's bringing to life in his comics. So that's why
you can relate for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I respect him a lot.
Is there more to life than just working?
Yes, there's also the complaining about work, the nightly periods of unconsciousness, and sweet, sweet death.
Maybe I should have kids.
To share the joy.
Lately, every person I deal with seems to disappoint me. Every meeting starts late, every answer is misleading, every deadline is ignored, and all work is shoddily done. I guess what I'm saying is that today, I need some empathy.
You are totally blocking my view of the wall.
I guess the dog is supposed to be his wife, maybe.
Yes, to everyone. I wants everyone to be happy.
Now, he was canceled. I don't know if you're going to bring up a video explaining what he was canceled for.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
and I'll wait.
Yeah.
But I did watch his videos on occasion when he's having coffee in the morning, coffee with Scott Adams or whatever he did, and I thought he was very, very smart fella.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty smart guy. It was hard to watch because you could tell that he was sick. So it's one of those things. It's like you watch him to appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it's like that he's struggling big time.
Yeah, and it's on a bigger level, and you would know this, having had experience, but cancer doesn't give a fuck who you are.
Nope.
Or how smart you are, or what color you are.
Not at all. Large organizations has had hard not to get into Dilbert. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, Doc. I agree.
Okay, so I've got probably about 5 or 6 videos that we're going to watch. This is the comments because it's going to be brought up a few times. So this is the comment that people made a big shit about, and then I want to get your take on it. All right.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. All right, this can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens. I realize it's anecdotal, and it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening. But every damn day I look on social media and there's some black person beating the shit out of some white person. I'm kind of over it.
Thoughts? That's what he got canceled over.
Okay. First off, I 1000% agree with him. He's absolutely right. But here's my, it's not an issue with him. Do you know, believe me, if a white person has lots of money, they will go as far as they can away from a black majority neighborhood to live.
Yeah.
Like Scott Adams has a lot of money, so he can afford to do that. Some white people can't. And they're just kind of stuck with where they live. So I agree with him that we should focus. I have so many thoughts about this. I don't even want to say them. So,
but he's right, because if you're in a predominantly my house that I lived, my street was pretty much black people. Mm-hmm. The neighborhood that was right next to mine was mixed, but the street that I lived on was pretty much all black people. Never had a bad word to say to anybody. Everybody was very polite and nice to me, but they were all older and they all were in the neighborhood for decades before I got there. But if I walked up to one of my neighbors and said, you know what, as a white guy, what I think you black people should do, they're going to be like, get the frick out of here.
And I wouldn't blame them.
That's exactly that's exactly what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I grew up, my mom, 3 jobs, poor, no dad, blah, 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 blah. And it was in a mostly black neighborhood. And I've talked about this before on this show and other shows. It's like back then it didn't seem to be a big issue back then. Like I think people got along better in the 80s and 90s than they seem to do now. Like I don't remember any racial tension.
And it's social media because they're just pumping in shitty videos that people get all amped up about.
Maybe gaslighting. But to Scott Adams' point, he's right. It's like, why am I helping them? They don't seem to appreciate it. At least the loud people on social media anyway. So I'll just take care of my people.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so this next one, I'm going to go over here and do this.
So let's have the conversation right now. I bring in cartoonist, author, creator of Dilbert, host of the YouTube show Real Coffee with Scott Adams.
He looks like Dr. Drew.
Himself. Thank you very much for taking the opportunity.
Hey, thanks for having me, Chris.
All right, so let's get the big things out of the way. People who are new to the situation and have heard that one soundbite say, the guy's racist. What do you say to people who heard that and say, Scott Adams is racist? Are you?
No. In fact, I often say it would be stupid to judge people any way other than individually. You would just be hurting yourself. You'd just be cutting yourself off from, half of the good people in the world or some number. So judging people by anything other than their individual character never makes sense. And certainly I wouldn't say that.
Did you know that this was going to happen?
But Chris, I intentionally courted controversy, but it's something I do often in my live streams. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to attract attention so that I could have a productive argument. Now, there's a frame or a context here that probably almost none of your audience is familiar with, and that would really change how they see this.
Facts, Doc, facts.
Yeah, I agree.
Could I give you a little context?
Please. That's what the whole conversation's about, Scott. Give me the context.
All right. All right. So if you knew me as a cartoonist and all you heard was the headline, you did a racist rant, and then you heard the video, there's really no other way to interpret it than the worst possible way. And I would agree with that. But if you knew me as what I'm probably had more impact on the world is some of these books, which are from philosophy to persuasion to how to deal with this situation actually and other online controversies and arguments. But this one's the most effective one, and this is in the domain of personal growth, personal success. So I'm actually one of the most, I would say, noted people in the field of success and the tools of success. In fact, if somebody wrote a book on success today, they would almost have to reference my work. It's pretty much pervasive in other work as well. So if you knew that my background included being a hypnotist, if you knew that I work in the self-development specific individual success field, and that I'm noted for that, and you know that I like to court controversy because that's part of persuasion, you do a little hyperbole, your energy comes to you, and then you reframe it, which is what I'll do today for your guests. Then you reframe it, and then everybody leaves happy. So that was the model. What I did not count on is that that my audience, which is they know me, so they would know what I was up to. In fact, they knew right away. As soon as I said it, my audience said, "All right, what are you doing? What kind of play is this? What's the long game?" And of course, I was explaining it to them the entire time. But what happened was it got bigger than I expected. It became a worldwide cancellation. So I had to wait a little while, let all the noise dissipate, let the energy dissipate a little bit. And then I thought, well, this is about the time. And you're actually kind of the perfect person to talk to.
Nice
because
talking.
I
appreciate you taking the opportunity.
Off the hook.
What was that?
I think Scott Adams is sounding a little, to use a quote, too clever by half. Like, I think he just said what he said because he just wanted to say it at the time. He's like, well, I put a lot of thought into it. I'm like, whatever. Plus, he's going, well, I'm known for self-help and stuff. You know what he's known for the general public? Being a race realist, saying what he said, and drawing cartoons. I think if you say Scott Adams...
but he was talking about basically you have to poke the bear. We do it on our show. We poke the bear a little bit.
Yeah, fortunately for him, he has enough money where he can afford to poke the bear and say what he thinks, which I I'm envious of him.
We poked the bear because it's our opinion in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he had the same thing, just because he has a bigger audience and he's known as a right-wing commentator. Of course they're going to go after him. Of course they're going to.
I think it's silly to think of him as a right-wing commentator.
I think it is too.
He spoke the truth, and it wasn't this like eye-opening epiphany. Oh my God,
I hate black people and all. He didn't say any of that stuff.
Or even if you took it the other way, it's like some eye-opening epiphany that, gosh, in 2025, if there's like 60% black people in our neighborhood, maybe I shouldn't live there. Like every white person thinks that. You just can't say it.
Here's the thing. If I'm in a neighborhood that has got a lot of crime, regardless if it's Puerto Ricans or Mexicans or black people or white people or gangs, I'm going to feel the same way no matter what the fuck it is. It's negative. It's affecting my house. It's affecting my neighborhood, and I need to fucking leave. He just happened to say it because it's like Don Lemon said it. Other people have said it about black Americans don't trust white people and don't like them, and he was just commenting based off of what they said.
Yeah, that's right. His point was like, well, if they don't like us, then maybe we shouldn't hang out together.
Yeah,
basically. So
again,
the problem is
if I walked to one of my black people, my black neighborhood and say, well, the black community needs to do this, they would tell me to go stick it.
But but here's my problem. Not really a problem, my thought, and I'm just spitballing here. Let's say I live with a group of people that don't like me. Why am I leaving? How about they fuck off?
Yeah.
Why do I have to spend money moving further and further and further away while the government continues to install people that don't like me in bigger and bigger areas? That makes it more expensive and harder to continue moving. It's called white flight, I think is the term.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's got enough money that he can live in the fucking woods if he wants. But not all of us do.
He can live in the woods. That's funny.
I'd love to live in a neighborhood like surrounded by Mormons, to be honest with you. They're nice, smiley, they're clean. But they got money, and I don't.
Look,
so I can't
full disclosure, yeah, go ahead. But just, Scott, while you're getting whatever you want, I just want people to know, I called you because I said, I got to know why you were doing this, because I know your work, and you're too smart, and I've never, ever heard you saying things that were like David Duke, and you had to know that the outcry would be huge.
It's not David Duke.
If I sit here and tell you 6% of the population is responsible for 47 or 48% of violent crimes, I'm not David Duke. I just looked it up on the FBI. It's statistics.
According to somebody, you're racist for saying that. Oh, look out!
But math isn't racist.
No.
Like it's just.
It's the same people that make excuses for everything. Now it's a race thing. It's the same thing. Well, why didn't you do it this way? Well, I had to do this, and well, it's just it's my computer crashed, and like every excuse in the book. Now the excuse is race. It's the same motherfuckers that did it before, and they're just using a different method because people want. They're worried about people being shut down. Like, oh, I don't want to be racist. So I'm not gonna poke the bear. I'm not gonna do nothing because I'm so worried about somebody calling me racist.
That's exactly what I do.
Exactly why they're fucking doing it.
And I do that too. I don't
give a shit.
Well, but see, I do because I have kids that may come across stuff that I do. I have their mother may come across, my boss. So I have.
But you can't worry about that because somebody could take something out of context and fucking use it.
Well, you're about to have a roommate. I could do that. Be good. I'm just saying I have things I have to worry about that are more important to me than spouting off how I really feel about stuff in some cases.
Well, I understand that, but if you say, well, the sky is purple, we racist about the purple?
No, I got you. I mean,
they can use it over anything.
You're right. The neighborhood I live in now, I have lived in a mostly black neighborhood when I was younger, and like I said, it was fine because it was back in the 80s, 90s. I've lived in an almost all Hispanic neighborhood, which was actually great. They're great neighbors, no problem. The neighborhood I live in now, I could go out to the store, maybe to the Costco and to the 7-Eleven, and not see a white person the entire time. It's an awesome neighborhood. You know who isn't in this neighborhood?
Kieran's?
No. the kind of people that Scott Adams is saying to get away from. It's Hispanics, Arabs, Indians, and white people in my neighborhood. No, the only problem I have here is Arabs drive like maniacs because they all think they're in the F1. Other than that, no problem. So it's interesting.
I mean,
that would make me not a racist, right? Because I'm like, this
and there
neighborhood's
is
beautiful.
so basically when my grandparents moved from Detroit to the suburbs, they're racist.
No, yeah, that's a good point, Derek. No.
So when my Aunt Kathy, her best friend, got the shit kicked out of her by about 7 black girls in the girls' bathroom, and then my grandparents basically said, "All right, it's time to get out of here."
When
they're racist?
No, you're right, and it's like when my kids grew to school age, after we were done homeschooling them, and they actually had to go to somebody who knew how to do algebra and shit, which we didn't.
Yeah.
We moved to a neighborhood, and you know what I looked at when I was looking at the neighborhood? Demographics.
Yeah, school system.
Because I'm a father.
Even though you don't have young kids anymore, you're still going to look at the schools.
Dude, yes. Look, even my oldest daughter is pregnant now, and she lives down south in Tennessee. And I was thinking maybe I should move down there to be around to help. And I looked at the first thing I looked at. I'm like, okay, she lives in this city. Let's take a look at the demographics of the city. It was literally the first thing I looked at.
Yeah.
Is that wrong? I don't know.
No, it's not.
It's true.
You don't want to be living next to gang members or
no. I want to be near my granddaughter, as I found out the other day.
Aw.
Oh, that's so awesome. Here, check this out. A little bit. There's the first, well, it says I drool burgundy and gold with the Redskins logo.
Oh, jeez.
All right, anyways, back to the show.
That's funny.
And that the intentions would be assumed. So I had to know why you did it. Yeah. And that's why I have you on tonight.
Yeah.
So tell me.
Right. So obviously the hyperbole I used, get away from black people, there's no way to do that. And, I don't even recommend it. It's not really a good idea. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes it high energy. It's sort of like when Trump says, if the wind stops blowing and the windmills stop turning, your TV won't work. I'm pretty sure he knows that's not the case. But it makes everybody go, what? You're wrong. You don't understand. And then all the energy comes to him. So I've read.
I don't know that he knows that, but you do. But you do. And you're not going to get the defense that he will. With Trump, people sometimes write him off by, look, he just says things. Yeah. You're a smart guy who we've all been reading and watching for years. So you knew it was going to go like this, and you still did it.
No, I knew it would go, it would create controversy in a small way, but I thought it would stay within my audience. Because my audience usually understands me, and they kind of get the whole thing. So there's a reframe coming. They haven't heard yet. But the notion is that race relations are terrible. The context was that there was a Rasmussen poll, which I did not rely on for my comments, but I discussed it as a starting off point. So the Rasmussen poll said there were some alarming percentage of black Americans. It was a smallish sample, but it was still statistically within 8% of margin of error. They said that something like 26% would not say that it's okay to be white. Now, I have a problem with the question because I think everybody interpreted it differently. So question. We can, if you would allow me, I don't believe the poll is important to the point. So, after I talked about it, you'll see on the comments that I said the way things are going. The way things are going, the signals are blaring in every way. Social media shows an anti-whiteness bias. Businesses do, ESG, CRT, DEI, all these corporate and government things. They all start with sort of white people, which is true, were the source of racism for years. Still largely the source of continuing systemic racism, which I very much agree is a big deal, especially in the schools, especially in the teachers' unions. I think that's the worst place for systemic racism. And so you've got this entire environment, every commercial, every TV show, it's just everywhere. Now, what your audience might not know is that when I complained about black people having a bad attitude about white people, that was me saying nothing about black people. It was saying, I don't want to be around people who have a bad feeling about me. Now, that's the only point that everybody should agree with. If we can only agree with that point, if you can stay away from people who have a bad opinion of you, that's a pretty good idea. How you know which they are, don't look at every black person and imagine that they're all the same. The most ridiculous thing anybody could imagine is that if I talk about black America, that I ever mean all of them. How could anybody think that? If I say
can you pause real quick?
black people...
I have a statement on that. So the reason I agree with what he's saying, you should take people individually, which I do for my whole life. So I don't ever judge anybody when I meet them based on the color of their skin or anything like that. The problem is the black community uses the royal we to describe themselves as if one black person speaks for all black people.
Yeah.
Rarely have I heard a white person talk about we.
Yeah.
Like it's so you get that drilled into your head nonstop. You're like, oh, well, I guess maybe they all do think like that. I guess maybe.
Exactly.
Which they don't, and that's not fair to anybody.
No.
White people, black people at all. Like you should be judged on who you are as a person, not who like Derek is. To me, like we have similar skin color. That doesn't mean
we're the same person. Yeah.
But then when you look at the voting results for the Obama election, 97% of black voters voted for Obama.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that 97% of black people agreed in lockstep with his policies, or tell me that they voted for him because he's only half white? Well, I mean,
I talked to so many people that said they voted for him because he's black. That's the only reason they voted for him.
He's not even black, but yeah, I mean, I got you. He's like blackish. Listen, he has he's half black and half white. He's a biracial.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's another thing that kind of gets my goat is when people are like, oh, he's black president. I'm like, well, he's not really. That's not fair to biracial people.
Okay, so this is kind of a long clip, so we're gonna move on. I've got a few. I've got this one right here that we're gonna talk about.
Some of you know that Scott Adams expired. May his soul rest in peace. And the one thing that I respect Scott for is that he wasn't afraid to speak up, even at the risk of losing everything. He loved black Americans and all people enough to tell them the truth. And that's rare in the white community nowadays. With white people, not white community. That's a liberal word. That's a socialist word. But with white people, it's rare to see them loving black people enough to be honest with them, knowing that some of them, most of them, not all, but most of them are getting angry. Scott Adams loved them enough to tell the truth. New York Times reported Scott Adams, who experienced, whose experience as a bank and phone company middle manager gave him the material to create the comic strip Dilbert, a daily satire of corporate life that became a sensation, but was dropped by more than 1,000 newspapers after he made what they call the racist. They call it a racist. It's not racist. No such thing as racist. But they say a racist comment on his podcast in 2023, died on Tuesday at home in Pleasanton, California. That's in the Bay Area. He was 68 when he expired. May his soul rest in peace. Here's that. Watch this on CTV News.
With comedic cynicism, it was a depiction of office culture that resonated with readers across the globe.
Luckily, everyone seems to be developing an immunity to the toxic environment.
At its height, Dilbert, the comic strip, created by Scott Adams, had its own TV series. In print, the mouthless, bespeckled character appeared in 2,000 newspapers worldwide in at least 70 countries.
There was 1,000 newspapers that stopped carrying Dilbert because of those comments he made.
Fortunately, at that point, nobody read newspapers anymore, so it really didn't.
And most of those are probably all the same company, too. All
You're probably right.
25.
So they want to use it as the headline of 1,000 newspapers. No, it's probably all the same fucking company that basically said, we're not going to carry anymore because he's racist.
I'm surprised there's 1,000 newspapers left.
Yeah, no shit.
5 languages.
I spent 16 years in cubicles, first at a big bank and then at the phone company for 8 years. I became more cynical, if that was even possible.
Decades of Dilbert also gave way to multiple books, though the laughs came to an abrupt halt in 2023.
I got a call from my syndication company, and they said, we can't do business with you. We're done.
Adams was dropped by some of the world's largest newspapers following a racist remark he made on his YouTube show where he referenced
all liberal fucking bullshit. All of them. New York Times, Boston Globe, LA Times.
Post, Washington Post, probably.
Yeah, all liberal bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
A poll that asked people if they agree that it's okay to be white, a phrase used by white supremacists. At the time, Adams insisted his comments were taken out of context, though he made no apology.
So Dilbert is now fully canceled.
Last year, Adams revealed he had prostate cancer that had spread to his bones.
So we'll see how far we get, okay?
Just last week, Adams appeared on his live stream for what would be his final public appearance.
This is going to be a tough week.
Early Tuesday, his ex-wife appeared on Adams' live stream to share the news of his passing.
But he's not with us right anymore.
Delivering one final written message left behind by Adams himself.
I had an amazing life. I gave it everything I had.
Scott Adams was 68 years old.
Hey, pause real quick,
Amazing,
if you don't
huh?
mind. I got to give Scott Adams credit. He must have been a good guy. His ex-wife was crying when he died.
Yeah.
That says something.
Would your ex-wife be crying when you die?
Honestly, I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe. It's not a definite no, and it's certainly not a definite yes. Maybe.
Here's the February
I hope so.
2023 clip of.
I've got one more Scott Adams clip because I had 2 more, but everything that they played in this clip was the other one. So you got one more clip after this.
Scott Adams advises white people to avoid black communities. Watch this from X.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed.
That's deep. That's the truth. And that's love. And they took his things away from him because he told the truth. But it didn't stop him. May his soul rest in peace. I really gotta miss you. Everything about you, your smiling face. I really gotta miss you, my friend. There's a high.
Yeah. So we're gonna skip this again.
Jesse Lee Peterson getting down.
Get it. Okay. So Gutfeld commented on Scott passing away. So we're gonna end the Scott stuff with Mr. Gutfield.
Equation, not about truth and not about falsehood, but about persuasiveness. And he said this guy was not only going to get the nomination, he was going to win. And nobody took it seriously, but he risked everything. He lost so much of his work. He was a syndicated columnist. He ended up losing a lot of papers. He later lost his book publishing, but he stuck to his guns. I've been in this business for 15 years at Fox, and my career didn't change, literally did not change dramatically until I ran into Scott Adams. He became my mentor. The stuff that you hear me talk about a lot when I'm on this show and on the 5 is because I get up in the morning and I listened to Coffee with Scott Adams, probably the best morning show ever. Sorry, Fox and Friends. And it was because it wasn't a show. It was just him in his home. And the reason why it was so good was that he was your friend. And he would sit there and he had his cat and he would just talk about the stuff. But he would give you a filter into everything. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you aren't aware of this monumental person, that it sounds like it's hyperbole, it is not. This guy changed public policy. There are people in the White House that are grieving right now over him. There are people who are related to Trump who thank him for helping him helping them understand their parent. It's incredible. So there's a lot of things you don't know about him, and you may never know anything about him because he never bragged about it. But he had such an impact on this world that, to me, it's like surreal that he's no longer in my life. He was the most important intellectual figure that I've had in my lifetime, and I've been lucky to have more than a few. Michael, you've had him on your show 3 times. Tell me about your relationship with him. And
well, I mean, those morning coffees that he did, a couple of times he said, I'm really funny.
Yeah.
You should follow my Twitter. So when someone like Scott Adams validates you in that way, it really kind of like, oh, maybe I'm doing something right. Because otherwise on the internet, all you get is hate, hate, hate. What he also did.
Michael Malice looks different without like a hat on.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not. I saw the name before the face, and I'm like, wait, what? Yeah.
He had this book, which I will recommend to everyone, called.
And it looks like he's gained weight too, right?
It happens.
Yeah, but he's dressed differently.
Reframe your brain.
It's amazing.
And I'll give you so how this book is if you have an idea that's in your head, you reframe it and everything changes. And what he had is the regular framework is you should do the best at your job. The reframe is your job is to find a better job, which what Kat is doing right now.
Yeah.
It's only up from here. But point being, if you think about it in that terms, like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to be stuck at this desk for 5 years. I'm trying to be stuck at this desk until something better comes along. And just that one sentence changes how you look at everything. So his advice, thank you, from that one person like Scott, his advice wasn't just political.
Yeah,
it was very much as someone from a very corporate background, which is what Dilbert was about. Maybe you should read it sometime. It was very much about how you can maximize your life.
Yeah.
And when you see someone whose flame burns that bright succumb, it's hard.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that old.
Yeah, I know.
And he fought like a tiger for the end.
Yeah, he was. He did his last show yesterday and then died this week. He was going to do a show today, and then he told his caretaker, he goes, I'm going to die today. And he died. He couldn't, but he wanted to do a show. The job thing is really interesting because he helped me. He made me. I've been fired 3 times, and he asked me at one point. He goes, "After you got fired, did your life get better or worse?"
Right.
And I go, "It got better."
Yeah.
And he goes, "This is what." He goes, "The people when they get fired think it's the worst, but it never is."
It's like that breakup with someone you shouldn't have been with to begin with.
Yes.
Like, I'm free now.
And he has a great framework for when you do get fired or when you get broken up. It was a great frame. Like, let's say you ask a girl out or a guy out, in your case, Kennedy, or both.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not bisexual. How exciting.
It's the glasses. It's the glasses.
And the person says no, and it can really hurt your ego unless you say, oh, it's just not a good fit. Yeah. And that was his framework. It was that whenever you get rejected, whether it's you don't get a job or the girl, it's, oh, it obviously wasn't a good fit. And it just lifts this incredible thing off you. Did you know Scott at all?
Yeah, I had him on my former Fox Business show before, and he was great. Like, this is someone, and I always love those non-traditional thinkers. They're people who can never be put into a certain category because they're undefinable, and they're undefinable because they are constantly pulling the world apart and looking at it from different angles and putting it back together. And it's very uncomfortable for people because they want to see the world one way, and they want the world to be black and white and very simple. And he was a person who looked at a complex world and simplified it for people. And he did that through systems. Like, he was a big believer in systems.
Systems, not goals.
Yes.
Like, if you,
right.
It's not enough to have a goal.
That was one of his famous quotes.
Yes.
Losers have goals, winners have systems. And it's a very profound thing. And when you can get out of that and look at the world and operate in a systems or
I don't get why he was waiting around for insurance approval instead of just finding the best doctor and paying cash. Talk about a huge mistake. Interesting. I didn't know that part of it, where he was looking for insurance.
I didn't either. My only thought was, yes, you get cash discounts when you go get medical treatment, but fighting cancer, that may have been even beyond his ability to. I mean, that can get up in the 6 figures. I don't know. I didn't know that either, though.
Oriented world, you will engage much more successfully. But I want to know from you, when was the last time you talked to him? And I want to know a little bit about the conversation you and Dr. Drew had with Scott.
Well, I talked to him on Sunday. I went on his show.
Oh yeah, Kaiser Permanente. They're okay.
Well, it used I don't know if they've changed, but it used to be that you had to go to a Kaiser facility and see Kaiser doctors. You couldn't go anywhere out of network. So you were stuck with whoever they had. I don't think it's like that anymore, but I know that they had a bad rap. They were like the worst for a while.
But at that point, he was so drugged up. He was just, and so we would text. I told him I loved him, and he hearted it. And
Yeah, because with Kaiser, it'd be like, well, you have to go see a specialist, okay? They're not available for a month and a half, and then you can go see it.
Yeah. What? Or you'd have to go to a Kaiser general practitioner to get a referral.
Yeah.
And it was just
it was ridiculous.
You had to jump through hoops and stuff.
But the care I got was okay. It was just the hoops.
And I just been texting back and forth, but it was getting harder and harder for him to talk because the amount of cancer drugs that he was on to deal with the pain in it was. But he was mentally there, but he just couldn't, you know. But I told him that I loved him, and I talked to it was. It's just amazing, and he had this other concept, Tyrus, that I think describes you. He invented the phrase talent stack. He said that you don't have to be super great at one thing to achieve. It's better to be good. If you're good at a bunch of things, the combination of them makes you unlike anybody else. So being great physically, but also being eloquent and funny and developing public speaking, all of a sudden you're Tyrus.
Yep.
You're not just this athlete. And it's like his idea of talent stack, everybody should be thinking about.
He, to me, is the ultimate alpha male.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will look at his stature and be like, what are you talking about? It's not about his bench press, but the way he led his life as a man. It's very hard to be a narrator on the human condition without getting emotionally involved. And to me, he was a narrator for this time. When we look back in history, they will call him a scholar because he was able to talk about things. You never saw him fired up. He never got personal because he was just telling it like it is. And it's not an easy thing to do. Now, I got a chance a couple times to get a chance to talk with him in agreement when he was on this show. And he blew my mind because I knew who he was from Dilbert.
Yeah.
But when he said, Tyrus, I'm a fan, people say that because usually there's a 6'8" monster saying, oh, I'm a huge fan. But it wasn't just that. But then he was like, the way he talks to you, it goes from a conversation to all of a sudden there's this learning tree.
Yeah.
And everything he says, you don't understand it then. He's one of those guys when you walk 10 feet away from him, you're like, oh, hey, come back here. Because he plants seeds in your head. He doesn't push. He's never going to tell you, think my way or you're stupid. He's going to present you, and you take from it what you want, and if you don't want anything, that's fine. But it will still be here, and that's a rare thing to do, and especially when an entire half of the country, mainstream, went out of their way to destroy him because they misunderstood him, because they looked at it just like they look at me, and they think thug, bunch of baby. They look at me, and they see my big stature, and they think I'm dumb. They look at him and they think he's weak and they can pick on him. And they couldn't pick the right thing. They went after him in ways, they took away his life, his art form. They took away but they never ever silenced his voice. And that is hard to do without cracking, without giving into something, without reacting one day at the supermarket and punching somebody because of he had the world coming down on him. And all he did was presented. He was like a scientist. Here's a theory. And he was doing it in a time where it was about feelings and selfish, and that's the one thing he never was. And I appreciate the time I was with him. He gave me an autographed copy of one of his books. And when he asked for mine, I was like, it's like watercolors to Picasso, bro. And he was like, but he was like, no, I'm a big fan.
Jamie, you were a regular listener, right, of this thing?
Yeah, and I'll keep it pretty short. And I remember the only time I met Scott Adams, he came over and he said, I'm a big fan of Tyrus. And he, like, real quickly, but sincerely, like, you introduced me to coffee with Scott Adams, and I grew up not having anyone that gave me advice. Like I didn't have anybody in my family that gave me advice. And so I would look to books and people like that. And Scott Adams was like the number one. And like Michael said, sometimes you could hear, he would say one thing. There's this thing, Greg, it's called Meaning Wave. And somebody put Scott Adams like words to music, and I've been listening to it for months.
Akira the Dawn.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's like it's these songs. It's just his songs, all the framings against like electronic music. It's incredible.
It's incredible. And the one thing I always remember is he said it's about the reframing. He said whenever you're having like a horrible day and things keep going wrong and worse and wrong, like the way you described my life in the introductions.
Yeah.
He says you say to yourself, the universe owes me.
Yeah.
The universe owes me. And I think of that multiple times a day. And so that's what
Could I say something real quick? I want everyone to think about this. Everyone knows never when you're going to go. He knew it was his last day, and he went with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
I only hope I can go out like that.
Yeah. No. True to the service nature of Scott, he was teaching us how to live, and his last thing was to teach us how to die, which is amazing.
Class dismissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, so R.I.P. Scott Adams. Yeah, pretty remarkable guy, entertaining guy with Dilbert. So yeah, rest in peace.
He was a great comic artist, and he was very brave and had the money to say the things that everybody else was already thinking.
Yeah. Well, at the end, he didn't have the money. They took it all away from him.
Well,
but he still,
can't take it with you, as they say.
So I find people interesting that are worth being examined, and I think he was an interesting person.
Yeah.
Regardless if you agree with him politically or whatever, the guy was an interesting dude, and stuff like that is interesting to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with him 100% about his politics and the things that he said. He was fortunate, and we are fortunate that he had the money to say it. Unfortunately, the world's it's like trickle down freedom. It used to be trickle down economics. If you give powerful people more money, then it'll go downhill to everybody else. Now you have to have a lot of money, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Scott Adams, whoever, to say the truth. Whereas if you're poor and depend on a job, you're muffled a bit. So I don't know.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but yeah, we can move on. Okay.
Hold on. I got one more thing about Scott Adams. What's your thoughts on last minute Christians? Because that's apparently what he was. Did you see that? Yeah,
I did see that he basically said that he's welcoming being a meeting God and meeting Jesus. I don't know. I think some people say stuff like that when they're about to die. So, I mean, if that's true, then amazing. But it's like there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people that say stuff that's uncharacteristic when they're about to die.
He was doing what it's called Pascal's wager. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay. Pascal's wager says this: if you accept Jesus and God, then if you're right, you have a chance to go to heaven. And if you're wrong, then you're just worm food. Yeah. If you don't accept Jesus and God, either way, you're worm food. So it makes more sense to go ahead and accept Jesus and God. It's like a logic puzzle.
Yeah. And as somebody like me that believes that there is a life after death, maybe he saw it.
Maybe.
Only he knows, and he's passed, so.
Well, it's a shame he passed.
Yeah. So, yeah. R.I.P. Scott Adams. Okay, so this next one, I don't know if you know who this gentleman is.
I used to work in a bookstore. Yeah. Yeah, I know who he is.
So my mom used to she used to read like raunchy, like what would you call them? Like soap opera books, basically.
In the bookstore, they were in the romance novel section.
Yes, the romance novels. My mom would read these type of books.
Sure.
I don't know why she did. So when I saw Fabio was giving his opinion about politics. I was like, okay, we're gonna grab it. So it says if older white liberal women won't listen to racists warning about how bad the migration situation in Europe is, maybe they'll listen to a man that they once admired.
Mm-hmm.
No, because they'll probably call him racist because he's got wrong think than they have. These people are fucking nuts. We'll just put it out there.
A friend of mine is a federal judge in Italy, and he just retired because he told me, Fabio, I mean, I cannot believe where our country is today. And I said, why? What's happening? He goes like, number one, Italian citizen, they are fifth-class citizen, not even second class. They're fifth-class citizen.
Meaning?
Meaning, then everything, the government supply everything to the immigrant. Everything is for free for the immigrant. The pension plan is pretty much gone. You know, you have old people, 89 years old, they go and collect their pension plan. The government says, go home because we have no money.
This is all this stuff with the immigrants is what they called the Great Replacement Theory. That's what it was, and they called it before they were going to do it.
Yep.
Because you're not voting for them, so they're going to bring somebody in that will vote for them. And then Europe has fell for it. The United States fell for it. Italy fell for it. I mean,
Europe.
That's exactly what they're doing. It's all World Economic Forum bullshit.
Yep. Europe's done, and America is right behind.
But in the meantime, they give free phone, free everything, free.
I mean, this
home.
This is a similar complaint we hear in America.
But but this has been going for many, many, many years in Europe, and they're to the point where, like, my friend who's a federal judge in Italy said, you know, I can't take this anymore, and I'm going to retire. I mean, our police don't want anything to do. In the middle of major city, you will have 40, 50 people from Arab country, from Africa. This is a major, during the day, major square. They get around 40, 50 guys, they get 5 or 6 women, and they rape them right there on the street. The police can be 10, 15 feet away, and the police don't want anything to do, because if they get into confrontation, then, if they beat up these people, they're going to be racist, and so on. And my friend told me it got to a point where law do not apply to these people, all the immigrant. They don't. They can do whatever they want. Their jail system is full, so these people, even if they commit crime, they get arrested, they get released the next day. So they commit more crime, they get arrested, they get released the next day. I mean, it's like that. Constantly every day. You turn the TV on, and it's constantly,
Sounds like liberal cities to me.
Yeah. I mean, the EU is run by liberals, women in many cases. So it's not surprising.
Ugh.
Because women want to fix people. And some people are beyond fixing.
Exactly. They are. Okay, so now I've got, half a dozen short little things, and we'll get some comments on it. Kind of rapid fire.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to play this, and I'll get your reaction about it. Okay, so I'm going to have you say your comments because I'm going to have a little bit of heat coming in this one.
Okay, I'll be brief. A, not surprising, and B, it is a shame that some of the darker shaded people in America, their only goal seems to be pissing other people off, which is the only reason he did that.
Okay, if I'm sitting near Bad Bunny, I'm telling him to his face, you better fucking stand up for my national anthem and take your goddamn hat off, you piece of shit. I would say it to his motherfucking face because I said it before to some random asshole. Like, how disrespectful is this douchebag? And then now we're supposed to welcome him to be the halftime show for the Super Bowl? Because this guy is a fucking piece of shit who fucking hates the United States of America. If you hate it that bad, how about you get the fuck out of here and not take people's money?
Yeah, I mean, all he had to do is stand up and take his hat off.
That's it.
Difficult.
If I was in person and I was over there, I'd fucking say something. I totally would.
There were people in the section that I was sitting in at the Commanders-Cowboys game on Christmas that sat with their hats on, and I'm like, but I expected it, so I didn't get angry. I'm like, oh, well, he's a Cowboy fan, a black guy, so of course he's going to try to get attention. So I just don't give him attention.
And the guy with the fucking visor, he can fuck off. And anybody that doesn't say anything to Bad Bunny because he's not standing up with his fucking hat off, I have a problem with. So they're a bunch of bitches as well.
Don't disagree.
This shit pisses me off. Because if the roles were reversed and we were in his fucking country, he would expect us to respect his fucking customs, respect his national anthem. Would he or would he not? He would.
Well, he would. Or might be dragged out by the police if he didn't. And beaten. Maybe that's what we need to start doing.
Exactly. Oh, if I was in that area, I'd fucking give it to him, dude. Like I said, I've done it to fucking regular people that did that shit. Yep. You're shitting on the people that have died for the fucking country. Like, somebody, and I'm not a veteran, but I do have family members that are veterans, that are police officers, that are firemen.
Me too.
So it's like you're shitting on them as well. So get your fucking ass up.
The country that he's getting most of his fortune from, by the way, also.
Yeah. True. Okay, so this came out of fucking nowhere. This is Piers Morgan in the hospital.
I saw a headline, but I didn't read it. What did he trip over something?
Tripped on a small step in a London hotel restaurant, fractured femur. So badly I needed new hip. Recovering in the hospital, crutches for 6 weeks. No longer haul for 12 weeks. New Year's off to a cracking start. I blame Donald Trump.
All right, that was funny. I'll give him that.
That's crazy.
A broken femur? That's the big one in your thigh.
And he had to have his hip replaced because of it.
Oh, fucking hell.
I mean, but if you broke your femur and they're going to be in the hospital, would you have some other shit done? Just so you can have one hospital visit?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, while I'm here.
Yeah, tune me up.
Yeah. My mom, when she was 22, got in a car accident, and the engine came through the dashboard and landed on her lap. And she had a broken femur and had to get a hip replacement, much like Mr. Piers Morgan. That's no joke, man. Jesus.
That's wild. Okay. This one, so there's been all kinds of made-for-TV movies. All kinds of press about it. Okay, so, back in 1981, Ronald Reagan had a shot taken at him, and this gentleman right here is John Hinckley Jr., the one that did it. So he's coming out and trying to say that he, tell his side of the story?
Yeah.
Which I was like, huh. All right, we'll play it for the thing, because we like to question shit.
Okay.
To be told from my point of view.
A story that shocked the country. He attempted to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in Washington, D.C., shooting and wounding 4 people that day.
And immediately, before we watch the rest of this, my first question is, who told you to do it, and how much did they offer you?
Oh, all right. So you're going down. Okay, you're going down that rabbit hole.
People. I'm sorry. I'm the type of person that think that people need to be influenced. Very rarely do people do things on their own. Very rare.
Okay, I agree with that. You can be collectively influenced, like for instance, being gaslit on Twitter or whatever. But you're not saying like there is like an secret organization that reached out to him.
I mean, it could have been somebody who's a political enemy of his. It could. I mean, it could have been anybody.
Maybe. You never know.
in 1981.
Said, I'm just so sorry for what happened.
I met up with John Hinckley Jr. at the Bicentennial Park in Williamsburg.
I bet you'll never meet another would-be assassin.
The local resident has just released a new book.
It's my memoir, and it's called Who I Really Am. All the good and the bad are in the book.
And the bad part of his life includes him describing how he pushed friends and family away, isolating himself, falling into a deep depression that he says led to delusional behavior.
By the time 1981 rolled around, I was a very ill man.
He says he was obsessed with the 1976 movie Taxi Driver, where the main character was plotting to assassinate a presidential candidate. Hinckley was also infatuated with actress Jodie Foster.
And I left messages and poems for her, and I always signed them. So she knew who I was, and we talked on the phone a few times. She was saying, look, I can't really be talking to strangers on the phone, you know, and I just was always trying to keep her on the phone.
He says to impress the actress, he devised a plan to try and kill the president. He explains what unfolded that day.
It's March 30th, 1981, and...
Okay, so... I have never met anybody where I could be like, you know what? For your affection and for your sweet kisses, I'm gonna go take a shot at the president. What do you think?
He took a giant leap from I really like Jodie Foster to I'm going to shoot the president to impress Jodie Foster. That's quite the leap.
And she's lesbian too, right?
Doesn't he in some point? Well, I'll let this play because I think at some point he said he's responsible for her turning lesbian.
Oh, really? Okay.
I read that yesterday. I'm like, okay.
I was staying at a hotel in D.C., and I saw Reagan's schedule for the day in the newspaper, and I had made up my mind what I wanted to do. So I wrote a letter to Jodie Foster, and I left it in the hotel room. And I took a cab to the Hilton Hotel, and I saw where the crowd was standing. So I got amongst the crowd, and Reagan arrived with his entourage and walked right past me, and it looked like he was waving right at me, so it kind of startled me. So I just kind of waved back, and he went on into the building. He gave his speech, and when he came back out, that's when I shot him.
The following year, he was found not guilty by reason of insanity, then remained held in a mental hospital before receiving conditional release and then full freedom in 2022.
In 1981, I was depressed and delusional, and that's why I committed my crime. But I'm so far removed from that now. I feel so much better now, and my life now is devoted to music and art.
Art that he's sold and music that he puts online, but says he's had trouble getting the owners of music venues to allow him to play live.
Then the owner of the venue at the last minute.
He did try to kill the president of the United States.
Bro, when I ran a dive bar for a couple of years, and I used to book the musical acts, I'd book him in a heartbeat.
Would you really?
I don't know. He's not going to shoot anybody anymore. You don't think?
You don't know this.
I mean, you wouldn't think. Oh, I'd have somebody shake him down when he's walking in the facility. Like, I don't know. I need to hear his music though. What's all these wacky, like Charles Manson was the same thing. He was like a musician. All these wacky people are musicians.
Does he? He has a YouTube channel, doesn't he?
I don't know, but after the show, I will go look.
Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. John Hinckley Jr.
I want to hear some John Hinckley Jr. jams. While you're looking it up, just a little story to tell you how old I was. So let's see. In 81, I would have been 13 in middle school. And I remember all of us being pulled into the library to watch the coverage.
Oh, yeah. I remember that being a little kid, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was the same with the space shuttle when it blew up. We all got pulled out of class. Ooh, here we go. All right. I have no mouth and I must scream. That's a Harlan Ellison sci-fi book.
How y'all doing? Hope you're doing great. I'm going to do one of my latest original songs.
Let's go.
Hope you like it.
Nice. A little G chord.
Life can be a nightmare. Life can be a dream. I have no mouth and I must scream. You don't even
might have to start talking about John Hinckley Jr. a lot.
I need
Just
to
saying
see-
that some podcasts have Riff Raff, some have Corey Feldman. We could have a murderer or attempted murderer.
We need to step it up. I agree. I'm trying to get him invited to the studio. He can come hang out and jam. Have no mouth, I must scream.
Hide me in your attic.
Oh, here's the bridge.
Hide me in your room.
I love Jodie Foster, and I want her in the room. Like lesbians.
I'd like to redeem.
I'm sorry I shot Reagan. That was mean.
I was the originator, the first one on the scene. I have no mouth and I must scream. Hide me in your attic. Hide me in your room.
He doesn't know his own lyrics. He keeps reading at him.
I guarantee you, he's free. He's just freestyling.
Life can be a nightmare. Life can be a dream.
It's pretty deep.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
See, nobody's listening to him, but he's got something to say. I have no mouth.
You don't even know
All right, wrap it up.
what I really mean.
It's good. I like him. He's good.
I don't hate it. Who knew?
Me. And it's very frustrating because I know I could put on a good show and sing my songs and make the people happy.
I also spoke to the ghostwriter who helped him put the book together.
And I just figured there was much more to him than this, and there was his music career, his college life, his life on the inside when he was institutionalized for a while, his relationships. I just felt like this was a full story that needed telling.
Early on, it was hard dredging up all those memories because I'd kind of push them in the back. I hope people read it and can see that I'm not the person that I was back in 1981.
He denounces all political violence, wants peace, and continues to make his art and play music.
I'm gonna do one of my latest original songs.
Oh yeah.
Hope you like it.
I think the public
it's the
would
same
be
song.
attending a good
Oh, yeah.
concert if I could just put
That's
on
his
the
jam.
show.
Life can be a nightmare.
In Williamsburg.
Life can be a dream.
It's pretty catchy. I can't lie.
We might have to use that for a bumper. I'm just
Dude,
saying.
I'm taking it to the next level. I'm going to reach out to him and see if my band wants to do a cover of a John Hinckley Jr. song. What do you think of that? We'll pep it up with some drums.
We'll pep it up.
We'll pep it up with a
Okay.
guitar solo in there. Fucking awesome.
But it's pretty crazy that a gentleman that tried to kill the president of the United States has a YouTube channel.
2026.
What in the hell is going on right now?
I don't know. We're living in the best timeline. I don't know what's going on.
I guess. Okay, so I got a couple little rest videos, and then we'll get down to our last little thing. All right, so let's go. All right. Okay, so this is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he is in constant pain. So he's doing different things where he could try to have like a better life when it comes to his pain. And he's doing a cold plunge for the first time. That's like big. It's basically just dipping your ass cold ice water.
No thanks.
Ha 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 ha! God damn it! Whoa! Shit. Ah. God damn it. Hey, what's up? God damn it.
That would be my.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve coming to the Broken Skull Ranch. I got this.
You can't even focus.
Well, why would you do this?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve coming to the Broken Skull Ranch. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve coming to the Broken Skull Ranch. About to do my first cold plunge and renewed therapy. My shop says 43 degrees right now, so I'm sure the water is sub 50. I was going to start off at 50. It's going to be a little bit colder than that. And we're going 3 minutes here. Once it gets on to 12, and 5, 4, 3, 2, down we go. God damn. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha, son of a bitch. Ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Oh, motherfucker. Gonna revisit this motherfucker.
That's the Stone Cold that I enjoy.
I'm a big Stone Cold fan. He's great. Yeah, there you go, Doc. Just jump the fuck in if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's true. He's going like pansy, like super slow. Okay, so this next one is Randy Orton is taking pictures with fans.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Lower bowl, C135 for both nights.
How far back from the front row?
Not floor at all.
4 seats for like what, 30,000?
Yeah.
Really?
This is our first Mania. I'm like, you know what?
$30,000 for WrestleMania seats. Randy Orton is like losing his mind at the moment. Like, how much do you guys fucking pay?
Yeah.
See us?
Yeah, well, you got to be careful if you're Randy Orton not to go, what are you, fucking stupid? I mean,
well, Randy Orton's at the tail end of his career, so he doesn't care. But he's just like, what?
Go big or go home. I know.
That makes me angry. $30,000.
$30,000 for WrestleMania seats. How many people? It has to be more than just. It's got to be a group of them or something.
I guess.
That's freaking crazy. And Randy Orton's like, huh? What?
Pretty soon, though. Well, have they announced? Are they doing Romania in Saudi yet? I know the Royal Rumble this month is in Saudi Arabia.
I am not sure. I thought it was in LA, but I'm not 100%.
You could be right.
Okay, this next one is just kind of a quick one. Ric Flair at the bar, living Ric Flair life.
I love him.
Look at this girl's buns, though. Woof. So Ric Flair is to the right of her. Ric Flair gave her a $350 tip.
Yeah, that's $150 for each cheek. Dead ass.
You got a sign. Right side.
Yeah, Ric Flair's right here.
You should sign it woo. Woo.
Yeah, exactly. That should be a signature, though. Woo.
Yeah.
30,000. Oh my God.
He's a maniac. He was so sick in the hospital. It was like 5 or 6 years ago that they thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going to change my lifestyle. And then literally like a month later, he's like, nope, not changing my lifestyle.
Nope.
Where's the bar at? Let's hang. I love
I saw this clip real quick, and we love Ric Flair.
Absolutely.
We've seen his videos he does where he's like drunk off his ass. Now he's giving a girl a $350 tip. Like he's just giving his money away, right? Like he knows like his He knows that he's on the latter part of his life, basically.
Well, that and his daughter doesn't. Well, his one daughter doesn't need it for sure because she's a millionaire. What, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Or Ashley, whatever her real name is.
Ashley, yeah.
Good for him. Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, Ric Flair's awesome, and yes, this girl's incredible looking.
He's living the life.
He is. Okay, so we're gonna have, and I'm gonna make a bumper for it. So we're gonna change the deep dive a little bit, and we're gonna do more of a fall from grace type thing. We're gonna pick one person, either sports or movies or music or something, where they're at the pinnacle height of their career, and whoop, down it goes.
More of a free fall than a deep dive.
Yes, more of a free fall than a deep dive. Sort of kind of chronicling some of the stuff that they were doing, and then all of a sudden, like the wheels went off. So we're going to change the deep dive a little bit, and it'll probably be shorter. It probably won't be as long as the deep dives, but I think we can get some interesting conversation about how somebody is at the pinnacle of their career, and then they just take a shit and they're down here.
Yeah, try to identify the moment of no return. Like what happened? Where at what point was there no coming back?
So I might use a John Hinckley song for the bumper to be continued. We'll see. TBD. To be determined. So okay, so this gentleman, and we love our hockey. Okay,
we do.
And I don't know if you know who this is, Mike Ribeiro.
Oh, I don't know who he is.
He played for the Quebec. He played for the Montreal Canadiens, the Dallas Stars, the Washington Capitals, the Phoenix Coyotes, the Nashville Predators.
See, I'm a Caps fan. I don't know who he is. Huh.
Yeah.
Looks like he was with the Caps for like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. 1980, shoots left. He was a center, 45 years, weighed 179 pounds. Second round draft pick, 45th overall in the 1980 or 1998 NHL entry draft by the Montreal Canadiens.
And one of my people, clearly, with that last name.
Yeah. One of your people. I don't know if you want to claim them your people. We'll see.
Well, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. That was a nasty little dipsy doodle.
The saddest thing in life is wasted talent, and the choices you make will shape your life forever. That line from A Bronx Tale was one of the top comments on my Josh Hosang video. And while it fits Hosang in a lot of ways, there's another name where that second part hits even harder. Because when it comes to choices that shape a legacy, one name always comes to mind: Mike Ribeiro. Unlike Hosang, Ribeiro actually carved out a real NHL career. He put up numbers, he had moments. He was talented enough to stay in the league for over a decade. But the decisions he made along the way turned what could have been a respected career into one of the biggest self-inflicted collapses hockey has ever seen. Ribeiro wasn't just another guy who passed through the league either. He became only the 415th player in NHL history to reach the 1,000 game mark. And stylistically, he actually wasn't far off from a Josh Hosang type. He built his career on skill, not size. Ribeiro was a true playmaker, soft hands, elite vision, and a mind that could pick defenses apart. And he wasn't looking to beat goalies himself. His game was about opening seams, threading impossible passes, and putting teammates in prime scoring positions. He played the game with finesse, calm with the puck, patient under pressure, and always hunting for that one pass nobody else could see. On the power play, he ran the show. In the shootout, he brought creativity. And even without blazing speed or shutdown defense, his hockey IQ made him dangerous every night.
Damn.
Like, I remember him in like highlights, but it was one of those things where it was like he wasn't a name that I was, because during that time Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, you know what I mean? Like
Stevie Y,
yeah, Stevie Y, and then Eric Lindros came in, and he was supposed to be the god of hockey and sucked ass.
That didn't work out so well.
Yeah, and then for the Red Wings, Keith Primo was supposed to be like the next guy, and he was shitty. So this guy was on teams, and it didn't really pay attention to him because he wasn't a big name. But some of these goals are insane.
It looks like an Ovechkin highlight reel.
Basically,
Just
yeah.
Crazy between the legs. Toe drag.
So, with all of that talent, how does a player like that end up remembered as, well, a loser? All right, let's rewind the tape and go back to where it all started. Mike Ribeiro entered the NHL picture when Montreal selected him 45th overall in the 1998 draft. But long before that moment, he was terrorizing junior hockey with the Rouen-Noranda Huskies and later the Quebec Ramparts. From 1998 to 2000, he put up video game numbers. In 159 games, he stacked up 125
167 points.
Look at 67 goals.
Holy shit.
He was like a goal a game.
Yeah.
Wow. And 100 is Jesus.
goals, 216 assists, and 341 points. So how does a player this talented slide all the way into the second round? You see, at the time, Ribeiro was viewed as undersized, listed around 5'10", and barely tipping the scales at 150 pounds.
Oof.
But the real concern was what teams were hearing behind the scenes. Scouts questioned his discipline. There were whispers about his love for the nightlife, about showing up to camps less than prepared, and about whether he was willing to make the sacrifices the NHL demands. Even the team that drafted him had doubts. Montreal's own management reportedly worried his off-ice habits could stunt his development before it ever really began. And as you'll see, that reputation would follow him for the rest of his career. By the time the 2000 season rolled around, Ribeiro was bouncing between 3 different levels of hockey. He split the year between the QMJHL, the AHL, and even got his first taste of the NHL with Montreal, scoring his first career goal during a brief call-up with the big club. Then came 2001. Ribeiro exploded in his first full pro season with Quebec in the AHL. In 74 games, he piled up 66 points, including 26 goals, and added another 6 points in 9 playoff games.
Nice.
Suddenly, his name was buzzing around the Canadian system as one of their most dangerous young prospects. But despite the hype, it still took time for him to lock down a permanent NHL job. It wasn't until 2004 that Ribeiro finally stuck with Montreal full-time, and when he did, he made it count. At just 23 years old, he broke out with 20 goals and 65 points in 81 games, becoming a key piece of the Canadiens' offense. That season ended with a trip to the playoffs, where Montreal pulled off a legendary Game 7 upset over the Boston Bruins in Round 1, before running headfirst into a Tampa Bay team that went on to win the Stanley Cup, sweeping the Habs in the next round.
That was when Yzerman was the general manager of the Tampa Bay.
Ribeiro was now officially a full-time NHLer in Montreal, but just as his career was gaining real traction, the 2005 lockout hit and slammed the brakes on the entire league. Instead of sitting around, Ribeiro took his game overseas, suiting up for the Espoo Blues in Finland's Liga. He would keep himself sharp, recording 17 points in 17 games. When hockey finally returned in 2006, his production dipped a bit, finishing the season with 16 goals and 51 points in 79 games.
That's not very good.
He chipped in 2 assists during the playoffs, but Montreal's run was short-lived, getting bounced in the first round by the Carolina Hurricanes, a team that would go on to lift the Stanley Cup. After the season came to an end, Ribeiro's contract was up, and Montreal still believed in his potential. They brought him back on a 1-year contract worth $1.9 million. Given his
basically what they call a prove-it deal.
Ah, gotcha.
Production over the previous 2 seasons, this looked like an absolute steal at the time.
I mean, Patrick Kane has a prove-it deal. He's basically doing 1 season at a time.
Kane's a beast, though.
Yeah, he is. So they told him. They told him, as long as you want to play for us, we'll give you a 1 year. We'll keep giving you a 1-year deal. So who knows if he's going to come back? It's kind of up in the air, but
and it
probably depends on his health.
Would be a steal, just not for the Canadiens. Just weeks later, on September 30th, 2006,
Yanni Nienema, who's a coach now,
slightly Finnish, but yeah.
The Canadiens shipped Ribeiro to the Dallas.
I'm pretty sure that Yanni Nienema was assistant to the Detroit Red Wings coach now at one of the places.
All right.
Pretty sure Yanni Nienema is a coach now.
Stars in exchange for Jan Ninema, a quiet trade on paper, but
Okay,
one
it's
that would
Yanni
completely
Ninema, but
change
okay.
the course of his career, because in Dallas, Ribeiro finally unlocked his full game. With the Stars, he played the best hockey of his life. The confidence was there, the creativity took over, and night after night, he reminded the league exactly how skilled he really was, earning a reputation as one of the most talented players in the NHL. Ribeiro's first year in Dallas mirrored his production in Montreal. Solid, steady, but not spectacular. Then 2008 hit, and he absolutely took off. At times, he looked untouchable, finishing in the top 15 in NHL scoring with 83 points. That season, Ribeiro wasn't just a contributor, he was a bona fide all-star, the kind of player who would carry a team offensively. He helped push Dallas all the way to the Western Conference Finals before falling to a stacked Detroit Red Wings squad. He'd never quite hit that peak again. He helped push Dallas all the way to the Western Conference Finals.
All right, let's see here. We got Chelios.
There you go.
Nick Lindstrom.
Chelios was a goon, but all right.
I mean, he's great.
No, he's a great player. Great player. Who was our goalie back then?
Chris Osgood right here in the middle.
Osgood. All right.
Yep. Chris Draper. Darren McCarty. There's Mr. I right there.
Oh, there's okay. I love the Red Wings white jerseys. I need to get one. They're
Thomas
my favorite
Holmstrom. Osman.
What's up with the kid on the left with the red jersey? Did they run out of jerseys?
Possible. Backup goalie or something.
Third string goalie. Yeah.
Yeah. Scotty Bowman, one of the greatest head coaches of all time, in my opinion.
I would say the best.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my boys right there. Yeah.
Always like the Red Wings.
Before falling to a stacked Detroit Red Wings squad. He'd never quite hit that peak again, but Ribeiro proved he could hang with the NHL's elite. The points kept coming, including 2 more 70-plus point campaigns with the Stars.
Jeez, that's
Meanwhile,
fucking
Jan
insane.
Ninema, the player Montreal had acquired in the trade, managed just 3 assists before retiring after the 2007 season. On January 7th, 2008, Ribeiro committed to Dallas for the long haul, signing a 5-year extension that would keep him with the Stars through the 2013 season. Over those years, he remained one of the team's brightest stars, a player whose skill consistently stood out. But 2008 would also mark the last time he'd see the playoffs in Dallas, as the team struggled to regain its footing in the seasons that followed. And when a team struggles and eyes high draft picks, the roster starts to shake up. Ribeiro was among those moved. On June 22, 2012, he was traded to the Washington Capitals in exchange for Cody Eakin. Ribeiro's first year in DC was shortened by the lockout, just 48 games, but he...
You don't remember him?
I don't. Well, he was only apparently on the Caps for like a half a season, so I don't...
48 games? Because that was the lockout season too, right?
I don't recall him. I like his style, though. He's got the big, stupid diamond stud earrings and gold chain.
Wasted no time making an impact.
Fucking wop.
He produced 49 points in those games and left his mark in the playoffs. In Game 5 of the opening round against the Rangers, Ribeiro scored the overtime winner, a signature moment in a series that ultimately ended in defeat. By the end of the season, the 5-year deal he'd signed back in Dallas had expired. Now,
I can't believe this is your team. You don't remember him.
I don't remember him. I remember Olsner. I remember the other players. He's just like a blind spot. Because you would think if this guy made goals like that and he's an Italian, he would have been huge in Washington.
But he'd have been on your radar.
I would absolutely one of my favorite hockey players of all time, Dino Ciccarelli.
Oh, yeah.
I love that little fucker. He was such a jackass, but he was great. Anyway.
In his early 30s and still producing at a high level, Ribeiro was ready to cash in. On July 5th, 2013, he signed a 4-year, $22 million deal with the Arizona Coyotes. But the payday didn't translate into performance. In 2014, Ribeiro recorded just 47 points in 80 games, his lowest production since his early Montreal days. And one rough season was enough for the Coyotes to pull the plug. They bought out the remaining 3 years of Ribeiro's contract after just 1 season. At least that's...
I don't know. It almost seems like he's a scapegoat.
Well,
he's not doing what he did before, so get rid of him.
Here's what I've always told my kids, that professional life, no matter what you do, is 10% aptitude and 90% attitude. You could be amazing at something, but if you're a pain in the ass to deal with, they'll move on. And it seems like, from what I'm hearing so far, that this guy might have been just a colossal pain in the ass to deal with. And they'd rather get rid of his talent and not deal with his bullshit.
You would have to be that. I mean, because there were some people that were also pains in the ass that had a career.
Yes, if
Bob Probert, for example, he was on my Detroit Red Wings.
True. Probert? He was a beast. Yeah.
Multiple DUIs, multiple bar fights, but he produced, and he did exactly what they asked him to do.
Yep. There's no other Bob Probert or Marty McSorley from the Kings with Gretzky, or Ovechkin. Ovechkin could shoot somebody in DC, and people would go, it's all right, it's fine. It's a mistake. What are you gonna do?
It's a mistake.
He's gonna jam session with John Hinckley Jr.
There you go.
What many thought. The truth, according to former Coyotes GM Don Maloney, ran deeper. It all came down to Mike Ribeiro's drinking. Remember what I said at the start?
God damn, that's
Ribeiro
fucking
had
amazing.
always carried a reputation as a party guy, someone who loved the nightlife. For years, it never seemed to affect his game. But behind the scenes, he had been battling alcoholism for much of his career. A struggle that, according to him, stretched all the way back to when he was just 15. Those demons were no secret. Players, coaches, and fans all knew about Ribeiro's off-ice battles, and they would go on to define the final chapters of his career. What makes all of this even weirder is that despite the partying and drinking, he still produced consistently at the NHL level. He even produced at an elite level for stretches. He's one of the rare cases that makes you stop and wonder just how good he could have been without all of the distractions. And as you can probably tell from the title of this video alone, this wouldn't be the first or last time Mike Ribeiro made headlines for all of the wrong reasons. Back in 2012, Ribeiro had also faced serious allegations of SA from a former nanny who was just 18 years old. But that case was quietly closed in 2015 through a mediated settlement. Now an unsigned free agent coming off a buyout for his drinking issues, Ribeiro took a proactive step. After discussions with Coyotes head coach and former Stars coach Dave Tippett, he voluntarily entered the NHL substance abuse program. He spent a few weeks in rehab, fully complied with the program, and he was eventually cleared to leave. Ribeiro's options were limited as a free agent. One team willing to take a chance, the Nashville Predators, the Preds. These dark jokes, they just write themselves, don't they? To his credit, Ribeiro bounced back immediately. In 2015, he became one of Nashville's top scorers, finishing second on the team behind Philip Forsberg with 62 points. He would also add 5 points in 6 playoff games, as the Preds fell to the Blackhawks in round 1. Impressed by his resurgence, Nashville rewarded him with a 2-year, $7 million extension. Ribeiro's second year in Nashville was respectable, though a step down from his comeback. At 35, he still put up 50 points in 81 games
pause
during
real
the
quick? I have a hot
2016 season.
There should be no hockey teams further south than Washington, D.C., other than Los Angeles.
What?
It's
the Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup like 2 years in a row.
It's a joke that Florida wins the Stanley. It's a Canadian sport. It should be cold where you play hockey.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Did you see the outdoor game they had in Miami a couple weeks ago? It's ludicrous. It's like 60 degrees. It's stupid. Get him out of here.
Solid numbers, but a sign that age was starting to catch up. 2016 would ultimately be his last full season in the NHL. The following year, he struggled mightily. In just 46 games, he managed only 4 goals. He was placed on waivers, went unclaimed, and was eventually sent down to the AHL, where he would spend the remainder of the season and effectively the end of his career. Weeks after his retirement, it would later come out via his own agent Bob Pernot that Ribeiro relapsed multiple times during the 2017 season. Bob also explained in this interview that he withdrew almost completely, cutting off Pernod and nearly everyone in the hockey world, maintaining contact only with family. Then in October 2017, he made headlines again, this time for an arrest in Miami for trespassing. After that, Ribeiro vanished from the public eye and the hockey world entirely. Until 2021. On June 23rd, 2021, at
his haircut and everything.
Lake Cypress Springs in Northeast Texas, 3 women came forward with disturbing allegations, each describing a separate encounter. One said she was assaulted on a boat, another reported being attacked on a jet ski, and a third claimed she was assaulted as well, all allegedly at the hands of Mike Ribeiro. The accusations sent shockwaves through the hockey world. In April 2000...
How's it going to... Through the hockey world, he's not playing during this time. He's not playing.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I follow hockey
and
sort of.
Some people don't know who the fuck he is. So how is that shockwaving?
He played on my team and he's Italian and I don't know who he is. I feel you should give me shit for that. Absolutely.
22, a Texas grand jury indicted Ribeiro on 2 counts of SA and 1 count of attempted SA. He was arrested, posted a reported $200,000 bond, and waited as the case slowly worked its way to trial. When court finally began in 2024, all 3 women testified. Prosecutors laid out their cases, the defense pushed back hard, and after a week of testimony, the jury reached a split decision. Not guilty on the 2 SA charges, but deadlocked on the attempted charge. That charge ended in a mistrial. Instead of going back to court, Ribeiro took a plea deal in October 2024, pleading guilty to a lesser charge of indecent assault and admitting to touching the woman without consent. He was fined $4,000, given credit for time served, and avoided prison. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent, and the
That's a shame because some of those goals you were showing were
insane,
crazy good.
A follow-up now tonight. A former pro hockey player pleaded guilty to indecent assault in Franklin County. Mike Ribeiro is charged with sexually assaulting 2 women and attempting to assault a third at his property on Lake Cypress Springs. He was acquitted on the 2 sexual assault charges back in January, but a mistrial was declared when the jury couldn't reach a decision on the 3rd trial. Indecent assault is a Class A misdemeanor, by the way. Ribeiro received credit for 1 day spent in jail and was ordered to pay a $4,000 fine.
Crazy. How you could... The numbers that he had put up in the minors were insane. Wayne Gretzky didn't even do that.
No.
That's insane.
A little fall from grace, Mike Ribeiro, who I've never heard of, and I'm ashamed of not ever heard. But those goals were bananas.
It's still blowing my mind that he played for your team and you don't know this guy.
For a half a season. I was going through a divorce that year. I wasn't paying attention to the Caps. Busy.
Okay, so the Red Wings have had some great players and some shitty players, and I know exactly who the shitty ones are just as much as the great ones.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, I told you. You're right. I'm wrong. You should give me shit. You should give me shit. Well, that's too bad that only a day in jail and $4,000.
Yeah, he got off light.
Yep.
And then this whole thing where they're going to be on a jet ski and he sexually assaulted her on a jet ski. It's his jet ski. If you're a girl and being invited onto the jet ski, how's that SA?
I need video of this.
Exactly.
Like, how do you assault a girl on a jet ski? I don't know.
Well, you see, we were flapping in the wind, and his dick was flapping just as much as. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Have you ever been on a jet ski?
That's not the throttle, hun.
You have. Shit. You ever been on a jet ski? You have to hold on to for fucking dear life.
No, I've
you
been
don't
around.
have time to do anything other than just hold on.
Yeah, I've been at. I had a buddy who had a house on the bay, so we go down there and have keggers, and all my buddies would go out on his jet ski. I wasn't. Yeah. That wasn't my thing. I'm like, now y'all have fun.
It's fun, but I'm just saying is you don't have time to pull your dick out when you're holding.
Well, he had quite the life. I like this. This was entertaining. I learned something. The poor fella watched some good goals and learned.
Yeah, so this is gonna. I need to put a bumper. I'm gonna need to make a bumper and everything. But yeah, this is gonna be sort of gonna take the place of the deep dives because it's like I like doing the deep dives, but sometimes they take forever. But we're gonna do sort of like a fall from grace type thing. Where we're gonna pick one person, anything anywhere from Michael Jackson to a hockey player to a an actor, anything, and we're just gonna kind of deep dive, but sort of like a centralized like fall from grace deep dive. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's our show. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Derek, did you learn anything tonight?
Yeah, I did learn some stuff. I always learn stuff when we're doing this.
Me too.
Which is part of it because it's like I don't claim to know everything there is to know about everything. So it's like learning something new is actually. I learned that John Hinckley Jr. plays music.
That's what I learned too. That was going to be
I potentially may use one of his songs for one of our bumpers.
Have no mouth, but I must scream.
Exactly.
All right. My last statement is get fucked Chicago Bears. Fuck off.
They lost. Thank God.
In overtime with like 3 minutes left.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Doesn't matter how you lose as long as they fucking lost.
I was getting updates from my son on text.
Oh, nice. So, all right. So, so I'm going to start. I'll start clipping this in the next couple days, and there'll be videos coming out. And thank you everybody for coming by. Doc, appreciate you, man. Scorpio, appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll see everybody maybe Tuesday.
I'm available. You tell me.
Question mark. We didn't do last Tuesday because it wasn't much to talk about. We can always talk about something.
But we just didn't do last Tuesday.
Yeah. So look for us maybe Tuesday, but definitely next Sunday if we're not doing Tuesday. So
all right.
Definitely. All right.
Alrighty.
Later, everybody. Bye.
Bye, boys.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I fall, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do,